Live from the tasting room of ESB Brewing in scenic Tampa, Florida, it's the Cranial Emission Show. Join the Lords of Lunacy, Ben Charles, Miguel Hito, and the Reverend Joey T.
If you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
So kick back, listen in, or better yet, have a pint at ESB Brewing as they break down the latest news and games from across the globe.
Not a game, not a game, not a game.
Yes, Alan, I said games. They are kind of important, you know.
I know it's important. I do. I honestly do.
Why am I arguing with a retired basketball player during my intro?
Man, look, I hear you. It's funny to me, too.
To voice your opinion, call the show at 323-443-7236. Now let's get down and dirty with the triumvirate.
To all you out there listening from ESB Brewing at the grand event brought to you finally after years and hard work by Bobby, Simon, and Francis. We are the Cranial Emission Show, and to all you out there on the interwebs listening as well, the number actually is different tonight. If you want to call in, it is 813-NEW-TALK to call into the show. I am Ben Charles, joined by Jesus, it used to be Jesus Julio, a little Freudian slip there. Little shout out to our originator, but I'm joined by Miguel Hito and the Reverend Joey T. So,
what's up?
New production here. Absolutely new production.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. It's a good setup we got here, though. A little technical difficulties, but, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Exactly. And when you're functioning live and you got this kind of crowd going on, you got to put it all together. And a shout out to Talkwad Studios. Our boy Alex, our boy Zach, who's here as a producer.
Yes, Ben.
Yeah.
We need to talk about this guy, Zach. He's giving problems. I should be running more.
Actually,
don't look at me. Stop looking.
Sancho, when was the last time you showed up with all this equipment? I don't see you coming in and setting up the studio with this wonderful board that we have here and phenomenal system.
I like simple. I try to do everything simple. This is too complex.
Look, Zach has got us set up where we're not only running live now from YouTube, but also we have a video feed. Have you done that, Sancho? All these years we've been functioning on Blog Talk Radio and all the issues we've had with them. I didn't see you shake it up.
Come on, the last video was 8mm.
Look, Sancho, you still have your position here. We haven't fired you yet, so be cool.
I work so hard.
You don't work. You really don't.
I will not play second fiddle to this guy.
You actually don't work that hard. As a matter of fact, actually, I think I should be running all this stuff. This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
you guys brought me in here, and you said that I could help, and now there's 3 people here. This booth is getting very crowded.
Okay, well, for all those out there, we've got a motley cast that helps us, and Sancho's been working the boards for a long time.
What's motley mean?
Sancho, and then Nelson over here.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know who gave you a mic, but we're going to turn.
There's mics everywhere. There's like 100 of them. This is great, man. I love
Turn
this.
his mic off. I don't want to hear from Nelson.
It's very sexy with this mic.
But it's kind of a cluster, if you will, with all these different people we've got going on here. So we don't need to have all y'all on the microphones tonight. We've got a professional setup here. We're trying to be professional.
I know what cluster is like. Cluster.
Yeah, exactly. Good timing. Good timing, maybe.
Wow, I got to watch him, man, with that swearing. Jeez.
Good thing you cut that off.
All right.
But, again.
Family. This is a family thing here. Come on now.
We are live from ESB Brewing, and what an event, this grand event.
The grand opening.
The 3 amigos have put all their effort into putting this all together. And, look, you got to come up here. For those out there listening, we're located 333 North Falkenberg Road, Suite D407. Miggy.
Sweet D.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, if you're not here, you're actually missing, this might be on board with the tearing down of the Berlin Wall or something. This is
Gorbachev,
this is a
tear
big
down
thing.
that
So,
wall.
5 live bands that we're going to have tonight.
And David Hasselhoff.
Unbelievable food.
And Ronald Reagan.
You've got a hog roast here.
Wow.
You've got barbecue. For those that need to come up, you're hanging out in the Tampa Bay area. You owe it to yourself to come check out this wonderful array, 15 different beers brought to you by ESB Brewing and all their hard work. A medley of flavors that you can choose from. And then, of course, our radio theater that people have grown to love. So, guys,
very fall of you.
I'm excited about this. Now, tonight's show is a big deal. First of all, Joe, we've got your return.
Yeah, I've been sidelined by a wing injury.
Yeah, it's funny because I was actually saying on the show, you missed it. I said you had a sex change operation. But.
Well, I did. They start with the shoulders first, and then the rest. They let me try it out. They had to narrow my broad shoulders so that I look better in a skirt.
Ben, give me the mic, Sancho. Ben, you said you lied about sex change. It's not a give me the mic.
Sancho, are we going to have
Dear
to
God.
send him over to Taco Bus or
He
something?
needs to, he needs to calm down. I mean, he needs to calm down.
He's very
That's
threatened by Zach.
He's getting rowdy.
Yeah, it really bothers him. Look,
Sancho, don't be upset at his technical know-how. He knows what he's doing.
I think it's good for Sancho, guys, because as Miggy and I were talking about off the air last week when we were doing some work on the show, we remarked, Miggy, about the attitude that Sancho seems to have lately. He seems to, since we've given him more responsibility, since he's been more involved with some commercial production work, his ego seems to be getting a little bit bigger.
There's no seams about it.
With more work comes more responsibility. He's pretty responsible for that attitude, or we're never going to let him produce that what was that, Genix, whatever?
I don't know. I still don't know.
Said something about Genix, a commercial that he wants to produce. So
I don't know. We'll talk to him about it.
Yeah, we'll find out. But tonight we have an action-packed episode to bring to you. Felix Cal, our benefactor, Felix Cal III.
My cousin, he's a good man.
Will be broadcasting with us. He'll be calling in to the show to play the game that we play all the time, every couple of weeks, Where's Felix? And Lubob Jenkins will be calling us after the interrogation. You missed that episode. You weren't here because of your surgery, Jeff.
Yeah.
But we
What happened?
received a call where the Russian mafia was actually interrogating the Lubob, and we had to free him from it. And it was a long
So
story.
is he still in Russia?
He was in Sochi, and he was
I know.
kidnapped.
Is he still there now?
No, he's free now.
He got free? Okay,
So
good.
he's going to be calling us and filling us in.
I was worried that something was going to happen,
Anatoly had he just happened to walk into the beating he was receiving, and was like, "Hey, buddy," and he's like, "Holy cow!" So it's like Anatoly was pretty much saved him. So it was crazy.
Sounds like I missed something big,
An
man.
interesting confluence of events.
I got to stop getting surgeries.
But that's the thing about the Cranial Mission Show. There's so many people that we know from around the world as a result of doing the show for over 3 years. And, the outreach is there. There's people in the right places at the right time to help out our associates. We got lucky on that one. But, guys, we want to start this show like we do every show that we do every Friday here from ESB from 7 to 9. And that is exactly with the beer call.
That was nice. I'm having.
I like to edit it up every time I try.
I'm with the Ghost Ship. I'm having the fine ESB Ghost Ship. I'm going with the 4.5 alcohol because I've been on some medicine lately, and I'm not trying to fall over and go to sleep on you guys.
Well, I'm starting off with the nothing because Nelson didn't get me one yet.
You guys didn't. Listen, I asked you.
I asked you like 20 minutes ago.
I asked you what kind of beer you wanted. You said you were going. You said you give me a second, and then you never told me anything. So what do you want me to do?
I told you.
Okay, listen. What kind of beer do you want?
Give me a Ghost Ship.
Okay, get him.
Okay, I want one too, actually. I'd like a Ghost Ship as well.
Okay, yes, sir.
Zach, do you want anything?
Hey, don't give him anything.
Sancho. God.
Zach, do you want anything to
He
drink?
needs to calm down.
Well, he's
He's
kind
a
of
very excitable.
Don't tell me nothing. Don't tell me nothing.
He's kind of our studio bitch, actually. Nelson is. He agreed to be our studio bitch for the next 2 months. So
Everybody,
feel free.
we just want to introduce Zach. He's producing the show tonight. Everybody say hi to Zach.
Hello.
Hi, Zach.
Hi, Zach.
So feel free to bitch at him and tell him when you need something. It's no big deal. I mean, we talk to him like a dog. He likes it. Trust me, he likes it.
Ain't no dog. Get him.
I'm not talking about you, Sancho. I'm talking about Nelson. Anyway, okay, beer
Wow,
call.
geez,
I'm
man.
going with the Ghost Ship tonight as well.
Yeah, me too. It's a fine beer.
Miggy doesn't have anything
We're all
going on.
sailing strong on the Ghost Ship.
On the Ghost Ship.
Yeah.
But for all those out there, whatever your flavor, whatever your choice is in different beers,
Right.
you can find it here at ESB. I actually tried the Bitter End XSB, the extra stout bitter earlier.
How was
Yeah,
that?
newly named, of course.
Let me tell you something, my friend. That will pop the taste buds. When you
Will
get
it?
Oh, it's
Yeah,
a
it's
bitter
good
one. It's
stuff.
a double bitter. It's basically the Henry Every times 2.
Goodness.
It's like a DP, but it's a DB.
Okay, I'm gonna let that one go.
I don't
let
know
that
where to
one
go with
slide.
Yeah, I'm gonna. This is a family show once again.
Hey, let me just say, in one end and out the other,
Yeah.
But guys, getting into some other topics here, actual topics instead of our stream of consciousness right now.
Yeah, well, can I tell you guys a little story? Because I had, I've been sitting around the house after surgery for like the last 2 weeks. I haven't moved off the couch. I'm like a retired old person. And I decided I needed to get out of town. And one of my buddies came and was in Jacksonville doing some work. So he got tickets to go see the Dropkick Murphys in Lucira. And he called me up, had me come over there. Yeah, it's a good show. But the funny part about it is we took a cab from the hotel that we were on the beach to this place called Mavericks, where it's down by the port there or whatever. And the guy picked us up in a Lincoln Town Car, and it was this really huge dude. He was like 6'8", like he was dressed to the T's. He was a huge man. he was driving a town car, this Haitian guy, right? So he drops us off, and I give him a pretty good tip. I think I tipped him 20 on 40.
Was his name John Luc or Jean Baptiste or something?
It probably was. Yeah, we didn't. His name. I know his name was like Aaron or something, honestly. But it's beside the point. So he's dressed in a 9, and I say, and I give him a good tip, and I'm like, hey, can we get you to come pick us up? So he's like, yeah. So we go inside, and we're waiting in line. They hadn't opened the club yet, and there's a big long line. And then we see him. He comes walking up the stairs, and he's like, excuse me, sirs, what time are you guys going to be leaving? And everybody in the line's like, what? Do you guys bring bodyguards with you, man? Because this guy's dressed in a tees, and everybody's like, yeah. We're like, yeah, that's how we roll, man. You know, coming up in the Lincoln Town car.
That's a good way to roll into the Dropkick Murphys concert. You know what I mean? To insinuate that you have that kind of protection.
Look, I'm telling you what, everybody.
I bet you know the only drop, the only bad thing about it is it's for Boston. And you know how we feel about Boston.
Yeah, I have a broken arm, so I couldn't fight everybody in the place last night, but I was thinking about it.
Bring out the gimp.
You know, one of the guys that's fighting people all the time in the news is in the NFL. You're always hearing about Roger Goodell and the smackdown that he puts in terms of the discipline with the players. But the owners love him. The players, not so much. But the owners absolutely love this guy, so much to the tune where we find out. You know how much he made this past year?
$5 million.
Way more than it says, because he's in the pockets.
You
of
said
all the
5?
owners,
You think it's $5
I'm guessing
million?
$5 million. I don't know.
This is going to blow your mind.
close.
This is going to blow your mind.
How much?
$44 million he made last year.
That's insane.
To run the NFL.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So you think he cares that the players don't like him?
So he paid like $22 million in taxes last year.
And they're but he gets paid. He gets paid to what?
He gets paid to yell at
Hand down
people.
BS suspensions and
And
all that crap.
he's got to do the whole draft thing.
Whatever.
With the next pick in the 97 draft.
Well, keep in mind, this was a guy that was a very well-educated guy. Had a background in law for years. I mean, this guy had a very successful law
Getting
practice.
around the law.
But what a career move for him, right?
$44 million, that's a
last
good
year.
move, man. I mean, I don't think some of the franchises made that much, did they?
Well, and the thing is, his
Aren't
salary.
the Rays worth less than that?
Yeah, I think their payroll's less than they couldn't even. I think it's higher this year, but last year it was only at like $37 million or something.
I mean, his payroll, his pay is directly associated with the amount of money that the NFL earns every year. So if the the earnings increase from year to year, it's commensurate with his pay. He's got a bonus that's tied to
That's a hell of a contract.
That's a good contract. We should do that with our politicians. We should make all the politicians.
Yeah, how well is this country running? None of them would get paid. They'd owe us money.
Yeah, they need to bonus out how much they save us. Yeah. And, so he's obviously making money. Everybody's happy. He might as well get his check. $44 million, man. Yeah. Wow. I tell you what, I should have went to college.
Yeah, while we're on topic of NFL, the big news here in Tampa has been the new Buck logo.
Oh, God.
Followed by the new Buck uniform.
Oh, it's horrible, man.
And I don't know which was worse. Now, you look at the Buck helmet, the logo on the helmet, and basically all they did was take what was existing and
make it huge.
Change the color a little bit, which I like the change of the color. The pewter is a little bit better.
Yeah.
But then they unveiled those uniforms. People had mixed feelings about the helmets.
I like the one that's predominantly black. That's the only one I like. There's 3 different ones?
But the font is what kills me. You got that digital font.
Yeah.
You know what?
Alarm clock.
Yeah,
That's what it looks like.
It reminded me of one of those football movies where they don't want to use, where they're not allowed to use actual teams. So they'll be like the Knights or something like
the
that.
Last Boy Scout.
Yeah, or Any Given Sunday. I looked at him. I was like, what is there? Like some kind of this?
It's just like these nondescript, like 2-colored outfits, and that's it.
Yeah,
I'm expecting that font to be like LED, and it's actually a countdown.
Yeah, but as soon as the Bucks come on the field, we're going to hear.
It's like Jack Bauer is going to come out any second to help score a touchdown.
Yeah. They didn't ask a lot of fans about that, did they? I don't like them at all, man. I really don't. I feel like I'm watching like space age football.
Yeah, but how are you going to feel if you're the guys that got to put the stickers back on the helmet every game? When somebody gets bumped, they're going to have to replace the sticker every time.
Yeah.
And that huge ass sticker is going to get scraped up. Those guys are going to have they're going to have to hire a full-time sticker putter on it.
I mean, I think it's funny because the Bucks go and make these changes, and let's face it, they've been a PR nightmare lately. You look at the situation with Greg Schiano's reign, his subsequent firing,
and then your boy that was fapping in the Target parking lot with a Vaseline.
Yeah, but he wasn't playing for the Bucks at the time. We're talking about Kellen Winslow, but he wasn't playing for him. He was playing for the Browns, I think, at the time. But,
I believe he was a Jet. Was he not a Jet?
Was he Jet at the time? Yeah, he had a lot of Vaseline.
Oh, you should know. You don't know nothing.
Sancho. Listen, we're only going to put up with this a couple more times.
You know, Zach, if you want to kick his ass, it's okay. I mean, he's only 4 foot tall.
No.
Why
Zach, beat your ass, you Oompa Loompa. Bring it on.
Oh, hell no. I kick your ass. I swear to God, I put a foot right.
Turn his mic off. Thank you. You know what? I think he's a little too excited to be on.
Yeah, why don't you go listen to that barbecue they're cooking out over there? I think Chucky will serve you up a plate. Go and if you're out here at the brewery and you're getting some, say hi to Chucky for us.
Yeah, give a shout out to Chucky. Give
Chucky.
a shout out to the bartender, the illustrious
The
TJ.
illustrious
The
TJ.
That's his official name now, by the way.
Looking real sexy tonight for you ladies that are trying to find a young man out there.
We added an adjective to his name. It wasn't enough just to have 2 initials for a name. He's
Hey,
now the
we're
illustrious
gonna make a little
TJ.
spot for him, like it's Felix, but we gotta do it's TJ.
Why does it have to be gay like Felix's intro?
I don't know. It's illustrious. Illustrious isn't the most heterosexual word. It's like I'm illustrious or I'm illustrious.
But going back to the whole Buck things, just to wrap this up, because we're running up against it. We're going to have to go to a break in a few minutes here. But you look at the Bucks uniforms, and again, it was a PR nightmare. They think that if they change it up, that all of a sudden it's going to spark some more
We're going to
interest.
forget what happened last year.
Yeah, it's like uniform-related amnesia, I guess.
I don't know.
Like a Romnesia.
I didn't even know that they were going to change them. I mean, obviously, it's their company. They can do whatever they want with it. But
It's been, 12 to 14, 15 years
yeah,
since
it has. But I mean, I really like their old logo. I really don't think they needed to change it.
No.
I saw they threw a little of the creamsicle back in
Yeah,
them too.
the
Did you
color
see that?
combination is what's odd to me. How they threw that orange in on the pants and everything. It looks
And on the top at the top of the shirts up here, they have they went back to that creamsicle. They got a little bit of that, I guess, for old time's sake. Or
yeah, it's a very odd combination. But you look at University of Oregon. Look with Nike, all the different uniforms that they produce. They've got like 50-something different uniform combinations, and Nike was actually the one behind this uniform change for the Bucks. But
Yeah, they hashed it out with Nike for quite a bit to try to get this thing right. I mean, whatever.
But it seems like you got a lot of backlash.
I don't like
Hey,
whoever
but you know what?
designed
When
that.
it boils down to it, I'd rather them play good than look like jackasses. I mean, sorry.
Yeah, they could wear all white and I'll be as long as they win a game or two. You know what I mean? It's
I
like-
can't complain. I mean, to heck with it. Just let them play good, and I'll be fine with that. So, anyways, we'll get a cut to break, I think, here. It's about that time.
Yeah, I mean, for all you out there listening, stay with us on a new platform, YouTube Live. Real quick, by the way, you can find the link. Go on to Facebook.com, like our page, the Cranial Missions page, like ESB Brewing's page. And if you haven't done that yet, and you're here, I'm surprised, frankly.
Don't forget about Talk Wad Studio.
Don't forget to go to Talk Wad Studio. That's Talk, W-A-D, Studios.com. You can see our show live there. And make sure you call us, 813-NEW-TALK.
Exactly. Well, we're going to go to a break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
There was 5-hour energy, and then there was 6. Now you can get a continuous 48 hours of energy because cardiac arrest is taking energy drinks to a whole new level.
Just one bottle has kept me up for days!
Cardiac arrest contains a formula that was once only available to Chinese military personnel.
You don't get that rundown feeling because you're never gonna come down!
Cardiac arrest is making dieting a thing of the past.
Don't worry about the calories because you're never gonna feel hungry!
Cardiac arrest is gonna get your motor running.
My bowels have been empty for weeks and I feel great!
Look for cardiac arrest energy drinks at a flea market or fireworks stand near you.
Well, well, Andrew, you've lived a pretty good life, it seems. Let's just take a look. No murder, no adultery, no stealing, not even as a child. Very impressive.
Well, thank you, sir.
In this new age, you have to be accountable in all facets of your life.
Well, what else is there?
It is time to check your browser history.
A dirty browser history may keep you out of heaven, but don't let it ruin your legacy here on Earth. At Legacy Lock, we believe your secrets are no one's business but yours, even in death. Our patented heart monitor notifies operators the moment of your passing within minutes, so Legacy Lock teams can swarm on your home and office, removing any embarrassing material. We don't like to divulge our trade secrets, but you'll rest assured we'll be in and out, and no one will know. You're going to die. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Call Legacy Lock, and your cookies won't crumble you.
I'm Hall of Famer Charles Barkley. You're listening to the Cranial Emission Show. And for three white boys, it's not terrible.
Hello, I'm Patrick Stewart. ESB Brewing says partner advertising. We spend our money on beer.
How you doing?
Yeah. Welcome back to the Cranial Emission Show live from ESB Brewing. We could turn down that music just a little bit. There we go. All right, we'll just cut it out there. But you know what? It's time to talk about the Olympics.
The Olympics
only
are
because
over.
I know it's over. But the reason it's time to talk about, Joe, is because last week we got cut off by Blog Talk.
I understand.
We have some things that we want to talk about here on the Cranial Emission Show that, frankly, we didn't get a chance to talk about. Is your microphone off? This one here? Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm
All
just
right,
making sure.
But, you know, one of the things I wanted to get into, I thought it was funny with the Olympics, the Russian ceremony at the end, the closing ceremony.
I didn't see it. What happened? What happened?
Well, you heard at the beginning where the ring didn't light up.
Yeah, I heard about that.
They kind of they kind of busted their own balls with it. You know, they had everybody come out on the thing, you know, on the promenade or whatever right there, and then everybody did the opening up as a ring, and then the last one kind of hung out there, and then all of a sudden it opened up, you know, to show it. Just they kind of busted.
Oh,
their
they
own
made
balls.
fun of themselves a
Yeah,
little bit?
yeah.
Oh,
I thought that was pretty cool.
I didn't know Russians had sense of humor. That's good. It's good to know that they actually do
In
have
Russia, sense of humor have you.
Yeah, they're.
I mean, usually they're very dour.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You know, they're atheistic.
Not the
towards
ladies,
humor.
though. The ladies are very undour.
Well, we talked about that on the show in the past. The ladies are liking the foreigners because they're not as dour as their native boys.
Right.
Not as what?
They like the personalities of the foreigners versus the Russians.
Yeah,
So,
well,
I mean-
we're going to get them connected with Boris Kuznetsov for Glorious Five-Wheeler. See if we can't get some of those
I
ladies.
think I've actually got that commercial lined up for
Some
playing
nice
this
homes,
episode.
yeah.
But that's everybody, though, right? I mean, you know, if English guy comes over here, all the chicks can't wait to talk to him. If we go
Yeah, 'cause
somewhere,
he's got
they're-
an accent.
Yeah,
That's
they're
why I like using my accent so
Yeah,
much.
he could be a complete
Hello,
idiot,
lady. How are you?
Yeah, right. And everybody's
You
like,
wanna
"Oh my God, he sounds so intelligent." You know, I mean,
Having a little smooch on the nether regions, eh?
Now, the big topic with the Olympics, of course, the Winter Olympics, was the hockey. That was it.
That was it.
That was the
grace.
main event.
Yeah.
That was the main event, or the coup de grace, as you said. Yeah, the main event of the Winter Olympics, and the notoriety of all these different teams. You had all these professional players playing for their respective countries, and
mostly
frankly,
respected.
it was a surprise. It was a surprise the way the whole thing went down to me. Not necessarily that Canada won the gold, but the way that Team USA just kind of flubbed out at the end.
They really did not want the bronze. They didn't seem like they cared. It seemed like once the gold was over, right? I watched that game, and they didn't look good at all, man.
They looked like they were having a hell of a rough
I think they were thinking
time.
about getting back to the other team.
Finland, yeah, but Finland was forechecking. They couldn't. Nobody could. They couldn't be stopped. But you got to think that whole team. Finland was playing for Teemu Selanne.
Well, Teemu Selanne wins MVP of the Winter Olympic hockey tournament, rightfully so. And how cool is it that at 43 years old he wins this award? A testament to the unbelievable longevity of this guy's career. But Team Canada wins the gold, no surprise there. What was surprising to me, though, was the fact that the States, the way they changed their game when they went to go play against Canada, Team USA was lighting it up.
Yeah.
Team USA was lighting it up. But when they went to go play against Canada, Dan Bilesmo, the coach, who's the coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins, he employed a different strategy, and that's what shocked me, because you looked at Canada the way they played. They played very defensively.
Yeah.
But Team USA had a very open offensive system until they played Canada.
Right.
Then they go to play Canada and they dial it down.
I noticed
they
that,
go to
too.
play in a trap system. So they completely changed their strategy. And then as Canada dominated puck possession, they never changed the strategy. And there are many out there, the Team USA fans out there, really feel like it's Bilesmo that's the guy to blame for this. You look at the talent. You look at the depth on that team.
Yeah, you do figure out that, I mean, because they don't play together much, right? They don't spend a lot of time playing together, so you figure that the coaches have a lot more to do at this time period than the coaches would on, say, a professional team with these guys practice together all the time.
You got to make the adaptation.
Yeah.
When you see a certain strategy not working,
Yeah,
you got
move
to change it.
move
up.
it, right.
And Bilesmo didn't do that. He kept playing right into the hand of Team Canada. And then subsequently, when they go to play Finland, they do the same thing. And like you said, they look listless. They didn't look that interested. But I got Zach telling me that we had a call coming in. I can only imagine who this is going to be. Are we cue him in? Okay, yeah. So who are we talking to here in the Cranial Mission Show? Who's this?
Hello, this is Jean-Luc Picard.
Jean-Luc, the super fan from Canada. Oh, I guess you're calling to...
Yes, do you remember me? I told you Canada was going to win the gold.
He's not just from Canada, he's from Quebec.
He's a Quebecian?
And, you know, they do
correct?
tend to consider themselves, you know, outside of Canada. They did try to secede at one point. You're not a secessionist.
Please be jackass. You will be quiet, please. Hello? Hello?
Yes, Jean-Luc.
You have an initiative
Okay.
in the background there.
Now, do you remember I told you they were going to win the cup?
Yeah, you did. You called and said you
Well,
were
the gold medal, whatever.
Yeah, okay, so you won the cup, man. I mean, are you calling to brag that, you know, because we're Americans here, man, and we're not really too happy with the showing that our team put out.
Just because we live in your hat, don't mean you have to live in your shadow.
Oh, that's a good point. But so you were right, and I guess we were wrong, and Canada won the cup, which is how many years in a row now?
Yeah, you know, they didn't win the cup, they won the gold. But
I mean-
you want to talk about living in our shadow. Well, regardless of whether you win the gold medal or not, well, you got some wind going on over there, Jean-Luc, up there in the frigid Great White North. But regardless of your position as a gold medal winner, I got to tell you, you're still America's hat. You're still
I
America's
didn't even
hat.
hear you because your phone is breaking up. I need to go. But I am the winner. You are not. I love you. Goodbye.
You're still
See ya.
America Junior, buddy. See you later. You lose.
You know, one good thing is we won't have to hear from him for 4 more years.
You know what? Look, he can talk smack as much as he wants, but you know what? When I got to pay the price that they have to pay for a case of beer,
Yeah.
hey, I wouldn't be laughing if I were them. The cost of living up there is ridiculous.
Yeah, you ever watch House Hunters, man? They could be like showing these little houses, and they're like $700,000. You're like, where? And they're like, it's outside of. Yeah, TO's real expensive, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's around. It's real expensive. But yeah, I mean, the Olympic fervor died down.
So what
but
about
again, you got to wonder, had this gone differently if the United States had just played the game that they were playing before? And then as soon as they wound up lining up against Finland, it looked like they just phoned it in. It looked like they were just so decimated by the way they lost to Canada that they weren't even trying against that game against Finland. I wasn't surprised that Russia was ousted as quick as they were. I called that all the way.
Yeah.
But I really did think Team USA had a real chance.
They needed this. They needed a better showing for that bronze. I mean, let's not take anything away from Finland. They're a good team, but
Yeah, but they were playing for Timu, man, and I think that's the kind of thing that'll drive everything. Is if you're playing for somebody who you know is one of the greatest hockey players of all time. I mean, it's really easy to really fight for that, and have everybody behind you.
Any chance at a medal is a good reason to fight.
I'll give you that, but I mean, come on, to cap off a career that he's had.
I understand it, and I'm glad they played harder. But there's been teams that have tried to do it for the Gipper before, but because of less talent, they can't. I mean, just because you want to win doesn't always mean you're gonna. And if you're doing it, but like I'm saying, I was just really disappointed. I mean, I think I understand they wanted the gold, but you know what? You got to get some medal.
Well, let me be honest with you, if I can throw in my comment real quick.
Let's hear it.
It didn't even look like the United States really even wanted to be there, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. They came in playing for gold. They didn't get the gold. They didn't really want to be there. Was Finland 4 goals better? No, I don't think so at all.
No, I agree with you 100% on that. And
I think they almost wanted to just cry their way out, honestly, is what it seemed it was. Like, we didn't win the gold, wow, we're not going to play to our best. I mean, nobody was...
Yeah, they were thinking. I think they were thinking about the cup. They were thinking about getting back to their NHL teams by then and getting everything done.
It wasn't a very cohesive unit to watch at the end there. It was kind of a bummer to check it out. So.
We were also just as disappointed with the girls hockey team. That was a disappointing game.
Well, I wasn't as disappointed, but I tell you, by the end of that game, those girls were emotionally drained, and there was no.
Absolutely.
I don't think there was any way that. Canada was coming from the bottom, and then to light that fire that they did in that last couple of minutes of that game was just like, you weren't going to stop that.
That was a heartbreaker
Yeah.
for me, man. I was literally heartbroken. I really, those girls wanted to win, man. I was like,
I kind of get a little misty on that one, I'll honestly tell you.
I did. I was really disappointed with that because I tell you what, there's a lot of crying in the Olympics, man.
There is, but you know what?
People are winning or losing or crying.
You know someone who doesn't cry even after the ass whooping he took from the KGB is Lou Bob, and I think he's on the line here if you want to go ahead and bring him through.
Well, let's talk to him.
What knows about on Lou Bob Jenkins Walkabout. I'm Lou Bob Jenkins.
Sponsored by Felix Cal Industries.
Wow. Lou Bob, are you there, buddy?
Hey guys, you know what? I gotta love the fact that I get that kind of intro when I call in. I mean, god damn, that is swell.
Well, you're a special guest now. You're part of the family. You're part of the show, and I'm sorry. I missed last week. I was. I don't know if you know Lou Bob, but I had to go get a rotator cuff surgery, and I wasn't able to come to the show. But I heard you walked into a little bit of trouble there. KGB.
You know what, Joe? I appreciate your medical situation over there, but I had a procedure of my own, beyond my choice. It was called a Russian fist in the face procedure.
Oh, really? So you got beat up a little bit, huh?
Are you feeling okay, dude? I mean, how you healing? I mean, I know Felix said you were pretty beat up.
Well, hey, nigga, you know I'm resilient now. You know I can take a beating. I mean, hell, I was married to a behemoth for like 10 years. I can take a serious beating now.
Yeah, well, one good thing is at least you didn't get a Russian fist anywhere else. Is what we were really worried about, that they might have taken your...
Let me talk to him.
Okay, damn it.
Talk to him.
Lou Bob?
Hey, is that my buddy? Is that Sancho in the background?
Lou Bob, how are you? Are you okay?
Hey, man, I'm swell just being able to be back on American soil, you know what I mean? I mean, after being there in Sochi.
Yes.
It was bad enough with the yellow water and everything, but
God
then I had to
bless
get
America.
kidnapped by the KGB, and goddamn, that shit was crazy.
Hey, God bless America. I'm back and you're back. We're all good, buddy. I see you soon.
Thank you,
Hey, man,
Sancho.
you know what it's like to be in a foreign place and be in danger, okay? If anybody understands, it's Sancho.
So, aside from the trouble you obviously got in, or the little mishap, did you have a good time? Did you enjoy your trip to Russia?
Joey, I was trying to have a good time now. I was wandering around. I was checking out all the little Russian bars. I was checking out them little Russian honeys. I mean, hell, I got talking to Boris about that, because them Russian women, they are mighty fine to look at. And they like me. I mean, I might only have 2 teeth, but still, they didn't seem to notice.
Well, I saw what Bob Costa's eyes looked like. One was cross-eyed and the other one was completely swollen shut. Is that what the women over there look like?
No, man, they ain't drinking the water in the social hotels. They know better. Okay, I guess it's kind of like Mexico over there. You just don't drink the water. You just drink the vodka. And that's what I was doing. I was minding my own business, trying to hang out at bars, drinking that vodka. I was actually hanging out with these 2 girls. They said they were from some band called Pussy Riot.
Oh, Lou Bob, we told you about them not to. You know what?
told you not
we
to.
told you not to get up with that band over there, man. You know those.
Hey, man.
You saw them catch
They
that
were
ass.
fun.
Well, I mean, I know they're ripe honeys ready for the plucking, but they're targets now, man. And then I think you just became a target that, thanks to Anatoly, saved your ass.
Lou Bob, we did a story recently on how Russian women are starting to become infatuated with American men, and they like our accents and stuff. Did you find that your accent helped with the Russian women, with your fine American accent?
Hey, those liberal lefties over there, they just loved my accent. They said I sounded like a cowboy.
A cowboy, huh? Yeah, well, that's about appropriate. Did you, have you thought about maybe expanding your used mattress business to Russia?
I'm sure they could use some
Hey.
beds, too.
Well, I'd have to work out the logistics for that. Again, do you hear that? See, my vocabulary continues to improve here, okay? Thanks for that word of the day calendar, but I would have to work out my logistics. And, I don't know, man. That seems like a long haul. I'm looking at bigger and better things now, guys. Ever since my experience over there, I decided to broaden my horizons. I had what you would call an epiphany.
An epiphany? Wow, you must be on...
Is this like when you die for the cross on like Orthodox one of the days in what is it, in Tarpon Springs, where they?
Yeah, it's the Greek Orthodox
the
Church.
Epiphany.
No, that's not the Epiphany.
Yeah, they call it the Epiphany, where you die for the
Look,
cross.
when I was tied up, okay, and that big rooster was beating my ass, I had a moment, and I realized I had some clarity. I realized that Lou Bob Jenkins is up for bigger and better things.
Well, we always knew that about you, Lou Bob. That's why we brought you on board. We knew that you're destined for greatness.
And Felix obviously saw something in him too to take him around the world, man.
Yeah, and we're really glad to have you back home.
I appreciate Felix Cal's faith in me. I mean, that man has done wonders. And, I'm learning something. I'm learning about a thing called culture now, okay? So, the world better look out now, because Lou Bob Jenkins is on his way to being a well-rounded individual.
Now, is this?
I'm going to be worldly, guys.
Do I sense like a new bit coming from you, man?
I don't know, man. We're always working on new things. You know how industrious he is?
Yeah, man. That's how we do it. We like to keep new and keep updating, man. So listen, I guess we're running up against it here, huh?
Yeah.
We're glad to have you back, Lou Bob. We can't wait to actually get you down from Alachua County, get you into the studio, so we can bring you on. But really, really, really good to hear from you. I'm glad to have you back, man.
Well, Joe, I just want to let you know, okay? You need to just reserve a little space in the backyard there, because I'm bringing my fifth wheel. I'm coming by next week, man. I've already got a plan.
No, you're not parking that damn fifth wheel at the house again, dude.
No, he can do. You know what?
I'm going to Joe's house. He's got some land over there, man.
Come on, why don't you have Felix get you a little something on the side? I know he's got some money. You know?
It's okay. I bought one of those camo tarps. So, yeah, you can bring him by. We're going to throw the old MASH unit camo
Are you talking about the one that keeps people from seeing you in the air?
Yeah, I don't want anybody to see it in my backyard, but you can bring it there, and we'll work something out. We're going to have to figure out what we're going to do with your septic, though. I might have to let you use the indoor bathroom.
I kind of got evicted. I got to be honest. When I went to Sochi, I didn't pay my bills, so I kind of got evicted. So, I might be there for a little bit, but, I'll be out of your way. You won't even notice I'm there.
Okay, we'll talk about rent.
And no walking around the yard naked again, please.
Hey, man, don't be jealous.
All right, Lou Bob, man. Good to hear from you, buddy. Take it easy.
All right, buddy. All right, y'all take care.
All right. Wow, Lou Bob, it's good to have him back. But I guess when he accepted that trip from Felix, he didn't continue on with his business. So
well, no, you got shanghaied, man, and they gave him a nice ass whooping.
Hey, may I say something? Zach, I'm sorry. Could you please take us to commercial?
Absolutely, I can take you to commercial.
Good. All right, we're going to commercial, guys. Make sure you keep listening, and see you in a minute.
Hello, I'm Patrick Stewart. ESB Brewing says partner advertising. We spend our money on beer, which is true. I'm not even getting paid for this spot.
Comrades, are you wealthy man like myself, afraid to commit to marriage, fearful you'll wind up in courtroom next to Heather Mills? You work hard all your life, why you should forfeit half of your rubles if it doesn't work out, huh? At Glorious 5-year plan, mail order brides, you will not have to pay arm and leg if marriage crumbles like Soviet Republic. My name is Boris Kuznetsov. I am previous owner of professional KHL hockey team in greatest league in world. During my time as owner of Dimitrovgrad Dictators, I realized some of business principles found in sports could be applied to love life. In Russian KHL, if you invest in player who no longer perform, we let contract expire. We do not do the same in marriage. Why? At Glorious 5-year plan, mail order brides, we arrange union between shrewd single businessmen with eager young women from Eastern Europe. Take the lovely Svetlana from Siberia. This nubile 19-year-old farm girl is ready to please even the most elderly of men for rich Western lifestyle. After 5 years, her contract expires with renewal option. If she keeps icing the puck, she's out of luck, you know what I mean, huh? She don't want to go back to Siberia. It's as cold as walrus nipple. Or how about for you, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Katerina, who is former Soviet gymnast who just got released from corrective labor camp after 10-year sentence for making Russia look like toothless babushka in the 2002 Summer Olympic Games. Imagine what this little tart will do to your balance beam for a taste of Western freedom, huh? At Glorious 5-year plan, we pride ourselves on gorgeous collective of eligible and desperate women. So why not call me, Boris, at 1-800-RED-WIFE for free consultation. Come, be part of the people's revolution against conventional matrimony. And remember, at Glorious 5-year plan, we might be Russian, but we don't believe in redistribution of wealth. Ah, okay.
This is Admiral Akbar. You're listening to the Cranial Emission Show, but it's probably a trap.
Tough economy got you down.
Welcome back to the Cranial Mission Show, folks. Still working out a few kinks with the commercials and everything, but we are broadcasting to you live from ESB Studios here in Tampa, Florida, located at 333 North Falkenberg Road. You still have some mics off here? You got all the mics on?
No, I'm up. I'm good.
Yeah, you good?
Yeah, we'll get this wire, but I like our new setup, man. I'm really digging on this new setup. I guess we're on video now, so people can see our beautiful faces and stuff. This
you
is
can
awesome.
find it on YouTube Live.
Yeah, right over here, Joe. Wave at it.
Hey.
Look at the camera over
I see
there.
it on. This is great.
But from the brewery here, and it's their grand opening. This is the big event that they've been working for for all these years.
This is the ESB grand opening shebang.
Yeah, thank you, Harry Carey.
Appreciate that.
No, that was Kenny Rogers.
Oh, okay.
but Harry Carey doing Kenny Rogers.
Okay, Harry Carey.
You remember that bad TV sketch?
Now, if you want to call in, you can be a part of the show. You can do so at 813-NEW-TALK, NEWTALK. Had a little spelling.
Yeah, wow.
stuff there.
You're very, very
you
good.
might want to
then.
get you one of those calendars. Of
Yeah, you might want to write that in on the blank day, buddy.
But here at ESB Brewing, you've got 15 different beers to choose from. They're going to have live bands after our broadcast, unbelievable barbecue,
Huge
hog
crowd.
roast, etc.
Huge crowd. It's the most fabulous thing ever. It's huge.
I've never seen a crowd this huge.
It's yeah. Donald Trump has something to do with it, doesn't he? I mean, this is the most magnificent,
I don't
the
have
most
anything to do with
luxurious, the largest, the most luxurious opening ever. It's huge.
You're fired.
You're fired.
Speaking of fired, how's Sancho doing over there?
Sancho, he went and got some.
I took a walk outside. I've calmed down quite a bit.
Okay, all right. Just relax. It's
I
okay.
found that thing in your car, and I took a hit or two of it, and I'm feeling very relaxed.
What?
It looked like marijuana.
Sancho, what? You're smoking marijuana?
I need to relax, buddy.
Okay, well.
Hey, it's cool, man.
But you know, you're on the air though right
you know
now.
what? I'm not. Now I don't trust him at
No,
all. Turn
man,
his
it's
microphone.
totally
Turn the
cool. I
mic
can
off. Turn the mic off.
Miggy, turn his
Well,
mic
I mean, I'm not upset because he was being a total douchebag to me earlier.
Yeah. Well, he's very threatened by your knowledge and stuff.
Absolutely.
I mean, we are pleased to be joined from the crew from Talkwad Studios. Our man Zach in here doing a fantastic job.
Great setup.
New
Yeah.
scenario. I mean, look, it's the first live show we've done on this new platform after getting rid of the wretched Blog Talk Radio.
Can we badmouth them now that we're not on there
we
anymore?
can absolutely
We had-
badmouth them.
we had-
Blog Talk Radio sucks.
We had 4 flat tires with those people, man. We lost almost 3 out of 11 shows, even including one of the ones that we retried, and they kept, they screwed it up.
And we
for
just
us,
got
man.
the big dap of approval from our boy Jesus Julio,
Yeah,
aka
Jesus
Dos
Julio,
Hotas,
man.
one of the originators of the Cranial Mission Show. So I'm pleased that he gets to experience this. This has been an evolution, much like with ESB.
It has.
The evolution that they started out as a bunch of guys brewing beer out of their garage. And now here they are with this tasting room, this brewery that's online. Within a month, you're going to find in 45 different establishments their tap handles. So they've come a long way.
Yeah, can you believe that? At 40, 45?
Actually, I can't believe it because the beer is really good.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's really good.
I'd buy it if I saw it at a. Granted, they're not bottling yet, but if I see it, every time I see it up at the pub, I have one. So.
Once they come back out with that Blackbeard Ale, I'm going to buy like a 10 cases of it. I love it that much.
This show, guys, as we've talked about many times in the past, is all about supporting Tampa, the endeavors of our buddies here with the brewery, the different food trucks, the different restaurants out there that we've become associated with. But we love to talk about Tampa sports.
Absolutely.
And the Lightning, probably one of our favorite topics. I know for Miggy and I, hockey is our absolute favorite sport. And the drama that unfolded for the trade deadline. NHL trade deadline, it seems every year you get surprises. But we, as Lightning fans, were graced with a rather unpleasant surprise in the form of the trade of the one, my captain, Marty St. Louis. And this was a guy that, when I first heard the trade rumors, I didn't believe it.
Me neither. I couldn't believe that he wanted to leave.
I thought it ran counter to his character.
Me too.
Here's a guy finally nominated captain of his team. He's been with the organization throughout the entire evolution of his career. And right when we needed him the most, with 20 games left before the playoff push, he forces a trade.
Yeah, I mean, he basically told him, I don't know. I mean, I guess he wasn't going to play now. Besides us hating the loss of Marty St. Louis, what do you think about the trade of getting Ryan Callahan? Is it a decent trade?
If we can keep him on, I mean, I think
he was a captain as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's going to be a good player. He's going to be a hard-edged player. He's going to play he's the kind of player that we kind of needed. Marty St. Louis tapering off, and he wants more time with his family. I understand why he left.
No,
I get it, but come on, wait till the end of the freaking year. Is it that hard?
But you say St. Louis is tapering off. Meanwhile, all he did last year at his age was he won the Art Ross Trophy.
Yeah,
he was a leading scorer in the NHL.
I got that, but you could score all day long, but if your other game isn't really intact, he doesn't win battles in the corners.
True.
He makes really crappy passes.
He does pass back.
And those really fruity passes like behind the back, and you got to be a more complete player in today's league, and he's I as much as I love Marty St. Louis more than anything, he's one of my favorite players of all time. I got to watch him when he played, in Vermont.
He was one of your favorite players.
No. I'm saying he was, but he plays for the enemy now, so I can't love him as much as I used to. But I respect him until he retires. I mean, as simple as that. I mean, I love the guy.
Well,
Having a brain fade?
Yeah, I did, man. I was going to ask, has that ever happened before? 2 captains get traded in the NHL?
It was the first time in about 50 years.
So it has happened before.
First time in a long time. But Marty St. Louis, much to Miggy's point, he was very turnover prone. You look at his statistics.
Yeah, I agree.
And he's one of in terms of all the skill players out there, he's one of the leading guys in turnovers. And so we won't miss that. Ryan Callahan, yes, a more complete player, but he's not going to put up the kind of numbers that you're going to see with a Marty St. Louis. And the problem is, do we re-sign him? Yes, I like the deal. You get the guy as a player, you get a first-round pick, you get a second-round pick that's contingent.
Okay.
It's a pick where if the Rangers actually make the Eastern Conference Finals this year, becomes another first-round pick. So a great move by Yzerman in a situation as GM where he had one team to trade to. He was forced into this deal and yet still yielded that kind of return. Now with Callahan, what my concern is, they've already said they want to re-sign him. But
he wants big money,
He wants huge money, and it's not commensurate with the point production that he makes.
No.
So how much of Marty St. Louis, the snub, and do you think this has to do with?
That's what the speculation is. They say, is that the root cause of it? But we find out from Brian Lawton, the former GM of Lightning, that he actually asked for a trade from the Lightning in 2009 to the Rangers.
Well, that makes sense then, because the Lightning were in crappy, a really bad position, dude.
Well, and I mean, think about it. Who's getting the raw end of the deal here? I mean, Tampa Bay is getting Ryan Callahan, the first-round pick, and a second-round pick, and the New York Rangers, I was getting ready to say something stupid, gets Martin St. Louis. Who is actually getting a better deal here? I think it's the Lightning.
I think the Lightning are too. It's a good future move for the Lightning, I think, when you got a guy who's 38 years old at the tail end of his career, and he just wants to go home he wants to go to New York, and he's 38 minutes away from work now with his kids, so
But the question posed to Lightning fans out there, and there's been much debate about this. How does this tarnish the legacy of St. Louis? I think it leaves a really bad taste in the mouth of fans. I don't think we're going to see a rush to retire his jersey anytime soon. Reportedly, even Jeff Vidic, the owner of the Lightning, tried to beg off the trade with St. Louis, and he rejected it.
Really?
He was adamant about leaving. And you're the captain of this team, renowned for that character. And the character of St. Louis was what endeared him to all of us as fans.
You know who's missing out? All the fans that bought Marty St. Louis jerseys this year.
I got one, dude. I got one.
Should they do like an Aaron Hernandez thing and give the jerseys back?
Yeah.
No,
they should.
But you know what? I mean, I think the Olympic thing, real quick, because I know we got to move on. I think the Olympic thing was almost the straw that broke the camel's back of a guy who's been pretty much knocked down and held down for his whole career.
That's part of his motivation.
Yeah,
He's
no,
always
I got
gotta have
that, but
axe to grind.
yeah, but when you're at the tail end of your career, what is going to break your back? And I think that Olympic thing, finally it just broke it, and he's like, you know what, I want to get out of here right now.
He talked about the fact that everyone knows they have a home outside in Connecticut.
Yeah, 38 minutes away from the stadium.
And that's the family home in an off season, so part of that was attributed to why he asked for the trade.
Yeah,
the other reason, he said he wanted to play for Original Six team. Apparently, he's always wanted to play for the Rangers. And he's reunited. He's reunited with Brad Richards.
I knew somebody was going to do that.
So good.
His first game, you saw instant chemistry between the two of them.
Well, yeah, I mean, it never was probably ever gone.
But is this the piece that pushes the Rangers over the hump to go to the Stanley Cup Finals? I say no. That is not a complete team, and I don't see this doing it. And to get Ryan Callahan, if the Lightning, just to wrap this up, if we can get Ryan Callahan under contract, we haven't had that grit in this team, in this organization, or as the Canadians say, organization, in a long time.
He needs to work with us on that. Right? He needs to work with us for that damn money, though. That is way too much.
What's he asking for before we wrap it up? Is he
wants
$7 million?
a 6-year deal that's approximated at just over $6 million a year.
That's steep.
I think we can knock him down to 5.5 and be happy with it. Are you cool with that? I'm cool with that. Let's talk.
Considering we're paying Ryan Malone.
Oh, man, we need to get rid of his ass.
Yeah, Maloney needs to go.
But again, NHL trade talk. So many headlines. So many players moved around. there was a couple surprise deals. One of the big surprise deals was Bobby Lou, was Roberto Luongo, goaltender for Vancouver. After all these years, they're saying they're not going to trade him. They wind up finally sending him back where he was asking to go to begin with, back to Florida. You talk about players asking for a destination. Well, again, another one. Bobby Lou winds up going down to Florida in a trade where he started his career, really. And the reaction was funny because when they asked Tim Thomas, who was the goaltender for the Florida Panthers, they asked him what he thought about it, and he made a reference to some smack talk that was going on. Keep in mind, these two played each other in the finals, Vancouver and Boston, and there was a lot of smack talk going on.
Wow,
so these guys don't like each other. And Tim Thomas had something to say about it, right? Right after Luongo gets that deal, Tim Thomas finds his ass traded to Dallas. So you think the Panthers organization knew?
Yeah, but didn't Luongo goes, we'll see who's who's going to be the first.
They asked him about sharing time. He said, well, we'll see who's sharing time. Yeah.
I love it.
So that was a big shocker of a deal.
Well, you got Ryan Miller got traded too. He finally got out of the pit that is Buffalo got traded to the Blues with Steve Ott, which I think the Blues made out pretty damn good on that one.
You saw a lot of goaltenders being dealt. And St. Louis dealt Jaro Halak to make room for Ryan Miller. And Halak got dealt to Minnesota. You look at the deals that Minnesota made, and that's a team that's dangerous here in the playoffs. And that kind of ties in with the Islanders. I wanted to get into the Islanders, who every NHL trade pundit branded as a team that really lost in the trade rounds. This was a team that earlier in the season, if you remember, traded Matt Molson, who's a 30-goal scorer year after year for him, to Buffalo, with Buffalo's big dump of all their players, to Buffalo for Thomas Vanek, and dealt away 2 first-round picks to get this guy and hoped to sign him. Now, Vanek wouldn't re-sign with them, so they were forced to deal him, and all they got out of that was a prospect from Montreal and a second-round pick. So,
that's not a good.
I mean, the Islanders couldn't have possibly, as an organization, botched this season more in trades than they did. If I was an Islander fan, I'd be pretty pissed off at the direction that this organization's going. This is a team that made the playoffs for the first time in years last season.
Exactly.
Yeah, and think about it. I mean, just like you were saying, they should be disappointed. All the writers are saying that they get a D+. And as of this writing, Garth Snow is still dodging the tomatoes being thrown at him by disgruntled Islanders fans for getting winger Sebastian Kohlberg speedy but no sure thing, and a conditional third for Thomas Vanek. Allegedly one of the hottest commodities among the deadline rentals, and the return of the defensive man Andrew McDonald was more than respectable. 2014 third rounder, 2015 second rounder, and center Matt, whatever his last name is, I can't say it.
Ding, ding, ding! You're the winner. Dude, I tell you, the Islanders got crap, and they have crap.
Yeah.
And you know what's going to be crazy? They're probably going to bring those Gorton's Fisherman jerseys back so people can throw fish sticks on the ice again.
One of the worst jerseys of all time.
Yeah.
But while we're talking about the Panthers, just getting out of the trade talk, because we can go on about this all day, and I don't want to lose everybody with the hockey minutia, but while we're talking about the Panthers, you know, their organization just got a new ownership group over there. God knows the Islanders could certainly use new ownership. But Florida, the new owner, claims that they're losing $100,000 a day with that organization.
Wow.
Do you smell a move coming here sometime soon?
I think they're trying to get out of there.
I don't know. I mean, it makes me wonder, because this is also on the heels of NHL expansion talk. There's a lot of talk here, not about moving teams, but about expanding.
And Seattle's one talk, right?
Seattle's vying for this. And we're supposed to be hearing a decision about this relatively soon. I wouldn't be surprised, now that the trade deadline talk is, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the direction we're going next. So for those out there that are big hockey fans, as you know, you've got 2 less teams in the Western Conference than you do in the East. They need to add 2 teams to the West. By adding Seattle, if they decide to do that, expect them to add 2 teams, not 1.
Right. Well, it makes sense. I mean, you kind of have to. It doesn't seem like many franchises do well in South Florida at all, do they? I mean, we've embraced hockey here. Now, granted, we've had much more luck with the Lightning than the Panthers have had with their team, but you know, the Dolphins are having trouble selling tickets. The Marlins don't get anybody. Hockey's not doing well down there. The Heat, okay, never mind. The Heat's the only thing that actually will sell out.
When you buy a team, you're going to win.
Yeah,
you saw what happened with the Marlins back in the day. They bought their team, won the World Series, and they dumped them.
Yeah, so I mean, that was to get the stadium built. Probably that's another one of those moves. Get a new stadium, man. Get everybody hyped up on it. Yeah, they dealt everybody last year. Toronto picked up half their team last year at the beginning of the year.
How can we fleece Miami for all their money?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why franchises don't do that well down there.
Now, if Seattle gets a team in the NHL, it'll mark the first time that they've had a team that could vie for a Stanley Cup since the advent of the Seattle Metropolitans. This was a team that wasn't in the NHL. This was a team that was back to the Pacific Coast League, back when the Stanley Cup would be, hoisted around from league to league to league. You didn't have a standardized league back then, but it goes all the way back to like the early 1900s. So this will be your first time to Seattle's had a team, and they can clearly support it. You look at the fervor behind the Seahawks fans, the 12th man.
Yeah, absolutely.
You look at the fan support of the Mariners. They can certainly support it in that city, and you need to have more teams in the West to balance this out. That's the thing. You look at the conference setup now, you got to have 2 more teams in the West. And again, don't be surprised if the second team, to me, I think it's going to be Kansas City. There's a lot of talk about adding a Canadian team, but they're all Eastern teams. So it just doesn't make sense geographically unless you force an Eastern team to have to move to the West when they just did a realignment.
What about Manitoba?
Manitoba.
You got a team in Winnipeg now, and they're in the West.
Okay, is that where I was just making a joke. I didn't know that was
So you don't know your Canadian
I
geography.
do not.
Hey, come on, you got to get it right.
Where's Saskatchewan?
That's again out west.
You know what? This ain't a
there we
damn
go.
geography
They need
lesson.
to get a team in Saskatchewan, because just to hear all the announcers have to say it all the time, that'd be sweet.
It'd just be funny to hear them say Regina. Instead, their biggest city is Regina, not Regina.
They should be the Regina. The Regina.
That Regina is the hugest city in Western Canada. Where are we at?
We got to go to another commercial break. We're running up against it here. Time is just flying here at ESB Brewing. So for those out there listening to us, stay with us. Be right back after this break.
Tough economy got you down. Are your money problems causing you marital issues? Unable to hide money spent at today's gentleman's club? Well, you don't have to be a gentleman to come to Gyrations. Gyrations. Gyrations dancers work on a barter system. We only hire single mothers whose homes are in utter disrepair. So if you're blue collar and you have a viable skill, labor leads to lap dances and maybe more at Gyrations. Gyrations.
My plumbing is all fouled up, and I need somebody to work my posthole diggers.
Do you want VIP treatment without sacrificing your kids' education? Well, don't take your tool belt off. Work yourself a deal at Gyrations. Gyrations.
Models are all over the age of 18, except where identification was not present. Are you tired of sleeping on the floor? Can't afford to buy one of them fancy new mattresses? Lou Bob's Used Mattresses is the solution to those sleepless nights.
Hi, my name's Lou Bob Jenkins, and I specialize in mattress restoration. I'm able to provide you with the highest quality like-new mattress at an affordable price. Our patented, highly scientific fumigation and cleaning process is able to remove almost 90% of swamp-ass odors and urine stains. Some people say to me, "Damn, son, your prices are cheap. How do you do it?" Well, I tell them that's none of their goddamn business. But if you must know, at Lou Bob's Used Mattresses, we don't pay rent for one of them luxury strip mall stores. We'll bring our showroom straight to you. To place an order, give me a shout on Channel 10 on the old C-Bay radio. If I can hear you, you're within our delivery range.
Look for Lou Bob's Primer Gray Subaru Brat in a trailer park near you. That's Lou Bob's Used Mattresses, serving Greater Alachua County.
This is Punky Brewster's adopted father calling from heaven for the Cranial Emission Show. Oh, Punky.
Welcome back to the Cranial Mission Show, a place where we are haunted by spirits of the undead.
Wow, that's incredible.
That was Henry from the Punky Brewster Show.
Henry
had him on the
Brewster.
payroll.
Wow.
Yeah. Who hasn't been around for a long time.
You know who got us in touch with him to get that spot done was Harry.
Yeah, that's a very
Harry
dated
Carey.
reference. For those, there are some younger listeners that
Hey,
have no idea.
We get
who
some
he is.
80s babies up in here.
But you are listening to the Cranial Mission Show. We are back after the first half of the show. You can call in. You can be a part of this program by calling 813-NEW-TALK.
Ben?
Yes,
Who is
yes,
that
Sancho.
man?
That was Punky Brewster's father, Henry.
Punky Brewster? I know the show.
Did they play that down in Honduras?
Yes.
Yeah.
I see reruns.
Okay. Yeah, you're probably watching them now down there. I
Yes.
imagine. Yeah. They probably just got down
Man,
there.
I feel very relaxed.
Do you?
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Well,
feel so relaxed.
Yeah, we're happy, man.
I'm very hungry. Where's the food? I'm very hungry.
It's across the street. Chuck's got a plate for you.
I'm
over
gonna
there.
go get some food.
Okay, go get some food.
Go get some food
Yeah, go ahead
and
turn
leave
the
the mic there.
Yeah, for those out there listening.
Really, Sancho,
you
you're going to drop the mic like that.
For those out
Jeez.
there listening, you can get some fantastic food here at ESB Brewing, where we're broadcasting from 333 North Falkenberg Road, 15 different beers to choose from. We've got a hog roast. We've got a barbecue. It's a great setup. After this show, we've got 4 more live bands.
I think there's 2 more after this.
Is there only
show.
2 more?
Well, they 2 played already. There's 2
okay.
after. Yeah.
I thought we had 5.
No, I thought there's a couple playing. After this,
I just talked to Kibby. He said there was a band playing, and then he's playing. So maybe
Kibby's playing.
Kibby's band's playing last.
Nice,
yeah.
very nice. Very nice. But as we mentioned, we broadcast from Florida. We've got a lot of Florida stories that we love to get into, and at times when you hear all the crime that goes on around here, all the oddities, the strange stories that you see, you think that this has got to be one of the most miserable states in America. And this leads into an article I have that actually ranks, according to the Gallup poll, what are considered the most miserable states in America. Do you have a guess?
My guess for most miserable state.
O-H. Anyone? Anyone?
You know what? As a Buckeye fan, I resent that comment.
Yeah,
Come on.
you resemble that comment
You
more
know,
or less.
they get the biggest swearers in the United States, according to a poll. So why not they be the most miserable people, considering they got the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Cleveland Browns, and the Cleveland Indians? Like, the trifecta of suck.
It's the state that LeBron built and subsequently destroyed.
Yeah, I don't have a guess because I'm thinking like North Dakota.
Would
But
you
those
wanna
people are pretty
stay?
happy because the economy's good up there, and then I was thinking Wyoming, but that's not a bad place. I mean, so I'm going to go with West Virginia.
But yet they have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland.
Now, this is the top 10. I've got the whole top 10 of most miserable states. But for number 1, your guess is?
My guess.
You said West Virginia?
West Virginia.
And you know what, Joe? I shouldn't be astonished because you're known to go on walkabout. You're known to travel
Did I
around.
get it right?
You got it right, man.
West
Virginia,
on the butt?
Yeah.
considered
nice.
the
Good.
most miserable state in America.
Yeah, have you ever been there?
Now, is it because they're all married to their sisters?
No.
I regret that,
Well,
Sam.
I'm just curious. I didn't mean to offend. I'm just.
No, I think the main reason, the problem with the coal mining is going down up there. It's one of the only places in America when you can actually get hard coal. But you know, with all the new stuff going on, where there's all kinds of.
It's also a great place to get mesothelioma.
Black lung or date my sister.
So-
I don't know.
So yeah, but that's funny. I guess my guess was right, huh? You know,
Your guess was dead on.
they don't have enough outlet malls there.
Now, they based a study on life expectancy, the obesity percentage, and the median household income.
And the amount of sisters you have had sex with.
But you look at it, okay, their life expectancy is the second lowest in the country.
Wow,
Yeah, that
that's
makes
pretty
sense.
crazy.
Their obesity percentage is the second highest in the country.
What's the number on that? You got a number on that
The
life,
life expectancy is 75 years, which is encouraging, actually, that's
Yeah,
the
wow.
second lowest.
Wow.
So that means we've
Wow,
all
that's
got
almost
like,
1800s numbers
We've
right
got
there.
like 30 more years at least
Yeah,
between
that's
all
true.
of
It's
us.
incredible. You know what the
And that's in
difference.
West Virginia.
We're
You know
calling
what
the...
Do you know what the difference between a poor West Virginian and a rich one is?
What?
A rich one has 2 cars on blocks in front of his house.
Hey, what did the guy from West Virginia, or what did the girl say after sex from West Virginia?
Don't tell Dad.
No, get off me, Dad. You're squishing my smokes.
Now, okay, you guessed the first one. So, Joe, I'm going to give you a chance because you seem to be in tune with misery. You seem to fully understand national misery.
I
here.
do.
So I'm going to give you a choice. I give you a chance at guessing number 2 in the most
Michigan.
miserable states in America.
Michigan.
No.
Damn. Pennsylvania.
Maggie, you have a guess?
I'm going to go with Ohio
Okay,
again,
so you
dude.
can see the screen,
No,
so-
I didn't see the screen.
No, it's not Ohio. Number 2 is actually Kentucky.
I could see that. It's
Now, I'm
very
not gonna-
rolling hilly.
I'm not going to do an entire top 10 countdown. We
They
can go all
have-
day with this. But you did guess right that Ohio is in the top 10. They're actually considered number 5.
I think they would be number 2.
Do we rank anywhere in there here in Florida?
Florida, surprisingly, not in the top 10 at all. Now, I guess in some ways it's not surprising because aren't you more miserable when you got to dig your driveway out?
Yes. I mean, if this winter is
Oh,
not...
no, we got to go to the beach this weekend. That friggin' sucks.
Dude, if this winter's not the best reason to live in Florida, I don't know what. The people up north are just hating it,
Oh, my
man.
God,
Yeah.
my cost of living is so low. It makes me pissed.
Yeah,
Hey, my landlord tells me I got to leave in a month. Oh.
I get to wear flip-flops every day. Oh, that's not cool.
Oh,
dude.
it snowed 7 inches where you're at, Dad? Sucks for you, nerd.
Yeah, so the top miserable states, West Virginia number 1, Kentucky number 2, and a lot of southern states. You had Alabama in there, you had Mississippi in there. Really, it all kind of tied into places where you have more economically depressed people. And that makes sense.
Well, no money definitely creates misery. Wouldn't you agree? You ever been broke?
Yeah.
I'm pretty miserable when I don't have any money.
You know what really creates misery?
What?
When you're not getting any sex.
When you're not getting any nookie.
That's actually a fact. that is actually the number one stress relief people say that you can do next to drinking.
Let me share with you a little misery in regards to that. Okay, Ashley Marie Provost, Prenovost. I can't even say her last name. That's like trying to say a name from Sweden or Norway, or like Maxim Vagin.
That sounded like the introduction to a Def Leppard song.
I think
Gluten, 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 globen.
You know, that's where I was trying to go with that one. But this lady wanted to hook up, and her boyfriend was like, "Nah, I'm not really in the mood." So this lady picked up her little kid and started running through the house, screaming and yelling and punching walls. Got all bloodied up, and then all of a sudden, you know, the guy's like, "Holy crap!" He's called the cops, and the cops get there, and she's butt-ass naked, yelling and screaming, blood all over, with kid in hand. So the cops ended up having to freaking, you know, yank this lady in and take her away, and she got child abuse charges and assault on a minor, just some crazy, crazy stuff. And I thought that was a pretty wild story, because this lady is very 24 years old and acting like that.
Look, it's going to put
feel
you
bad
on
for
edge
that dude.
sometimes. If you don't have an outlet, you're going to explode at times. When stress mounts on you and you're not being mounted,
yeah,
it doubles.
Mounting stress and mounting other,
and not mounting other things.
And not mounting other
Right.
things. It is
Or being mounted.
Problems. I've had girlfriends get mad at me if I've had a headache before, but I don't understand why she picked up her 4-year-old child.
Sometimes women get crazy.
Yeah, oh no, they're
Have
crazy.
you ever seen like the really
Sometimes.
obsessive women that like when you
Sometimes.
break up with them do some really effed up stuff?
Oh yeah, I dated a couple of those.
So sometimes when you break up with them, they're very vindictive.
Oh my God, this chick Torres Reynolds, she took and cut. She's a 20-year-old English woman. Okay, Torres Reynolds. She went and got this dude on her arm and said "Chopper's bitch." Apparently, it was.
You think she was a biker girl?
Yeah, I don't know, but she's all pierced up. She got tattoos all over the place.
The guy's
you know?
name was Chopper.
Chopper.
Yeah, the guy's. So she
Either
went.
that or he was a dentist.
Isn't there a dog called Chopper?
Yeah, Chop.
Chop,
From
yeah,
Grand
from
Theft
Grand Theft
Auto
Auto,
5,
yeah.
baby.
Woo, I got that reference.
I haven't
in there,
played that in
baby.
like 2 weeks.
Me neither. I only got one arm, dude. It's hard.
Yeah,
Can't shoot.
You kind of gimpy, man.
Can't drive either. It's crazy.
You should have got the PlayStation Move. You could have played some of those stupid games on there.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing
Anyways, but this chick Torres Reynolds, she decided that after she split up with her man that she wanted to go ahead and cut that huge tattoo off. I mean, the tattoo had to
How
be.
big was it?
It was about 2 inches by 6 or 7
Ooh.
inches on her forearm.
No, you got to show him the picture of
And
the
she went and cut.
incision.
And
Yeah.
she went and cut. She sprayed it with a Vaseline spray and then took a scalpel and cut this crap off her arm.
I mean, as Lou Bob would say, that is grisly.
Like looking at this picture, it's just absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, that's
so
nasty.
So she's a cutter, I take it,
So
huh?
she cuts this thing out. Look how much it shrunk after she cut it. But look how deep that cut was.
But she took the piece and she mailed it to the guy with a little box with a bow on it.
Yeah, that was a little homage to Vincent Van Gogh, except
Was she
an
bit-
arm
you think she
slice
was
versus
bitter?
an ear.
Yeah, but apparently this chick has done something in regards to that before. It wasn't the first time. So I tell you, this lady is crazy.
You know, revenge is a funny thing, and it happens in all various shapes and form. And I got this letter. This was an interesting story I got here. This lady wrote a letter to, I guess her name's Prudence. It's like a Ask Abby or Dear Abby type of line.
But the ghetto version.
Yeah, it's
no, Prudence isn't a ghetto
I know,
name.
I'm teasing.
That would have been more like Ask Lawanda.
It's actually like
or Ask Violet.
It's like more like an Amish version. Prudence would be more an Amish thing. But let me give you a quick read of this letter. It's not too long here.
All right, break it down for us.
It says, Dear Prudence, I used to be a live-in nanny for the world's most annoying, inconsiderate, intolerant, and rude couple. I stuck through it for 3 months, but had to quit for my own mental health. During this time, I occasionally took revenge by sneaking into their bathroom and dipping their toothbrushes in the toilet. The wife kept a drink bottle by the bedside table, and I also used to put some toilet water in it as well. It made me feel better about my crappy situation at the time, and now that I quit and have regained some of my sanity, I'm consumed with guilt, and I've heard from a mutual acquaintance that both of them are having some kind of health problems. Exactly what, I don't know. I'm worried about this, and I may have caused this. Should I call and confess? We didn't leave exactly on good terms.
Now, I've got 2 remarks about this. First of all, when I said break it down, Miggy, I didn't mean you beatbox while Joe was doing the story.
That was nice, though.
That was hot, though.
We do appreciate your affinity
bit.
with 80s style beatboxing.
Yeah.
And my second comment is, how she referred to this as a crappy situation.
Yeah, that was nice, right?
And dipped a toothbrush reportedly in the toilet. Allegedly, I guess.
At least she didn't dip her balls in.
Although, is it allegedly if they actually admit this? Now, is there investigation after this now? I mean,
no, because she didn't give her name, and in fact, when Prudence wrote back, she put that in things. She said, "Well, I'm surprised that you didn't like working there. 'Cause it sounds like you're crazy as well." And she said, "But if you do confess to this, call them and confess and tell them you did this, you might be up for some legal charges."
Yeah.
So there really hasn't. I mean, I don't know if this was emailed. I don't know if there's been any I just wonder if by any chance the people that she worked for read that article and would be like, you know what? We just lost our nanny, and I keep my water by my bedside, and they're all drinking toilet water. But from what I've talked to a doctor about this, because I was just bringing it up with somebody, and they said, yes, indeed, you can get sick from drinking. Because there's fecal matter and stuff in there, so they're drinking poop.
Yeah, you got to wonder with all the liberties that she was taking with their personal effects, if it did in fact cause it. That can't be a coincidence if they're all getting sick. It's one thing if it's one member of the family, but if they're all doing it, I'd say it's very likely that she's culpable for some of this.
Yeah, absolutely. But we were talking about that lady cutting her tattoo off, right?
Right.
Well, here's a tattoo that I got a story about a tattoo somebody might want to have cut off. This guy, a guy in Australia, in Queensland, Australia, 23-year-old Christopher William Lord was jailed on Friday for 12 months in prison. The judge gave him 12 months in prison for convincing his neighbor, who they say is extremely disabled. Now, I don't know if he's mentally disabled or if he was in a wheelchair or whatever, but he convinced him to get a tattoo. Now, it was one of these, backyard tattooist guys, so he took him over there. He gives this guy...
So it wasn't in a studio. He actually went to, someone's home for it?
To William Christopher Lord's friend or whatever. So they get there, and the guy's getting his tattoo in the back, and the whole time he thinks he's getting a yin and yang tattooed on him. And the whole time, the guy's standing behind him going, yeah, man, that looks badass, dude. Your tattoo's great. You're going to love it. Well, when it's all done and said, it turns out that they tattooed a penis on the back of him. And
that's a huge bit.
Yeah, they tattooed a penis in some obscene phrase, which they didn't put in here. But, there's testicles as well. So I guess this guy, went and looked in the mirror, and they had a really good laugh at it. And although I find it to be somewhat humorous...
That's not in forever, dude.
As long as it didn't happen to me, dude, it's kind of funny. But yeah, the judge was not happy with this and locked the guy up for a year.
I don't have a problem with this. I don't have a problem with this personally. I mean, if a guy has the balls,
literally,
to tattoo balls on you unexpectedly, and maybe that's somewhat redundant, but I don't have a problem with it.
Well, the tattooist, Francis Brady, he didn't get quite as much time. He only got 6 months for it.
So the other guy.
The guy who...
So who got the most jail time? Was it
the guy who convinced him? No,
the guy who
convinced him.
Okay.
Yeah, he got a year.
Well, and I think that's fair. I mean, at the end of the day, the other guy's just performing a service.
It was 40 centimeters long.
Okay.
That's a big penis.
40 centimeters?
CM, that's what a centimeter is, right?
No, if you do the conversion, no.
That's not really that big.
It's not big at all, dude.
40 centimeters is like that.
Centimeters.
No, that's a millimeter. Centimeters, that is...
no, centimeters like this right here.
Centimeters like this big.
Yeah,
so it's like...
40's probably like...
It's about 6 inches of freshness.
Yeah, 8 inches maybe.
Now, was this including the balls, or were they like, how's this?
Well, how do you measure? Do you measure from the base or from the balls?
I'm sensing that you're needing some justification here. I'm sensing that you're seeking your own comfort with the measurement.
No.
Is that really what the surgery was, Joe? It wasn't a shoulder surgery?
Yeah, it was. I've got a penis enlargement.
It was a penile enhancement?
I did. I had a friend of mine die who had a really large penis, and I had him give it to me.
It was a transplant?
Yeah, it was a transplant.
Okay, well, you know what? Now that we're steering into murky waters, it's perfect time to go into another commercial break.
Hey, before we go into this break, don't we get that guy that tried to sell his wife on eBay coming up? He should be calling in here in a minute.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
Sean,
right. Yeah.
Sean Moran.
Next segment when we come back from the commercial break. I think Sancho lined that up.
Yeah,
We're supposed to have Sean Moran calling in.
Oh,
This was from a story we talked about a couple weeks ago. This was a guy that put his wife up on sale on eBay.
Zach looked like he said he's on the line. He's waiting for the next commercial break, after the commercial break.
Yeah, he is.
Okay,
He's actually on hold right now.
Cool.
Okay,
cool.
well, let's go ahead and go to commercial break. Stay with us. Be right
All right,
back
man,
after
you ready?
this.
ESB Brewing commercial. Take one.
Sir, I have to know what time this is going to be over because I have my sister's car and she's asked that I have it home by 6 o'clock.
Look, the sooner we get started with this, the sooner we're going to finish this. Okay, man? ESB Brewing, take two.
Greetings and salutations. I'm here to tell you about ESB Brewing. The folks at ESB began brewing beers in their basement years ago because American beer had left them listless. After years of refining their special recipes, they decided to share them with other beer lovers. You should see ESB tap handles popping up at bars all around Tampa. But if you can't wait, come to the brewery itself. The new tasting room is finished and waiting for you. ESB Brewery is located at 333 North Falkenberg Road, Tampa, Florida. Taste it and you will love it. I silly nailed it. What do you think?
Is there any way you could, I don't know, maybe lose some of those S's?
I think that was one of my best. But sadly, I'm short on time and my sister's waiting. See ya.
Partner advertising. At ESB Brewery, we spend our money on beer.
Now I know there's some bitches out there with some nappy-ass talents that need to go get their nails did. At Niecy's Beauty Crib, we'll get your nails right and your hair tight. You want a fake plastic diamond in your nail? Well then, girl, you're gonna get a fake plastic diamond in your nail. Honey, you still walking around with that busted-ass weave? At Niecy's, we fit your hair up like you wouldn't believe. Bitch, you still scaring birds with those nasty pig feet. Don't worry about your budget. At Niecy's, our prices can't be beat. You may be ugly now, but we'll get you pretty. Come down to Niecy's on 4th Street, down in Ebo City.
Financing's available, baby, regardless of your credit.
Hi, you're listening to the Cranial Emission Show. Thank you very much. With Ben Charles, Miguel Hito, and the Reverend Joy T.
Welcome back to the Cranial Mission Show, folks. We are back after a commercial break, broadcasting to you live from the grand opening of ESB Brewing. Long time coming, located here at 333 North Falkenberg Road, Suite D, 407 here in Tampa,
Sweet
Florida.
D.
Thank you. We have to say that because Miggy, I think, is running and taking a pee here.
Yeah, he's running away. You know what? We did a little research, and we found out that 15 centimeters or 40 centimeters is actually 15 inches. This was a 15-inch penis on the back of this guy.
Okay.
So
right.
that's pretty big, man. You know?
I stand corrected.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I am not feeling, I do have a 40
I'm assuming
40
he
centimeter
must have measured from the knee up.
From the knee up, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, anyway, back to the show. If you want to call in, you can do so. 813-NEW-TALK is the number to call. And if you are a fan of the show, go to Facebook, like us at the Cranial Missions Network, like ESB Brewing, like the page for Talkwat Studios, who is supporting us in this new bold endeavor. Our new friend Zach running the boards for us, doing a magnificent job.
Loving it.
Super stoked. And I'm really stoked to have this call online right now. Sean Moran calling us from England. We talked 2 weeks about this story. This guy tried to sell his wife on eBay, and he claims it was a joke.
Was she hot?
But there was apparently a bunch of people that bid on it, and no, he used the most unflattering picture possible for a woman that you'd be hard-pressed to find anything to flatter her about.
I got you.
He can't hear me right now, can he? Sean Moran. Oh, he can hear me? Oh,
okay. No, she's beautiful.
Anyway, so without further ado, I guess in an unruly way, we'll bring Sean Moran in. Welcome to the show, Sean.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
Doing good. Well. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good, it was a joke when I tried to sell my wife on eBay. It's supposed to be for Valentine's Day. It's still funny. I was trying to be a little cheeky.
Yeah, well, that definitely is cheeky. So you say it's a joke, but we hear there was some takers out there. What did the final the tally get up to? How much were people offering for your old lady?
Oh man, I put her up as an old woman. So people be excited, and 50 people bid on her. I had a lot of people in the queue trying to get at her, and the highest bid was £1,181. And no cents, and nothing else, just £1,881.
Now, if you do the conversion on that, 1,181 pounds, in American dollars, what's the pound at right now?
$5 grand?
1.5?
No, it's less.
I mean, I would say it's probably
$3 grand.
It's about $3,000.
No, it's not that much at all. No, it's more like
I'm sorry, it's about $2,300.
Okay, all right. So I guess we're doing English math. But anyway, this guy put a picture of his wife on there. And Sean, I know you said you were being cheeky. She said in the story, in the article that we read, that she had a good sense of humor about it. She knows you were just messing with her. But come on. Was she just saving face when she was talking to the media?
No, listen here. And she loves me, and I love her. And she thought it was really funny. But at the same time, I put the worst picture I could find in the album of her. and it was one of the ones that didn't even make it in the family. It was very unbecoming of her.
I gotta ask you, do you have any actual pictures that are actually flattering of your wife? Because based on what I saw,
almost every one there is. I just happened to take a candid photograph of her, and it was very, very unbecoming.
So, my question is, can she cook?
She looks like she can.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She looks like she can eat. That's
she
for sure.
can cook, she can eat. So, I mean,
She specializes in Thai food. She makes some great coconut curry and all that mess.
Really? So, did you end up selling her or not? Or is this even legal?
No, it's illegal.
No, I didn't sell her. I was just making a mess around, just trying to be cheeky. You know what I mean?
Now, Sean, did you face any legal charges on this? Because it's not legal to sell people into slavery.
No, they kicked me off. It's about they kicked me off. I know it's just about a bunch of fun, but they kicked me off, and I had to start a new account under a different name.
Okay, so no problems. And is your wife still with you, or she decided to divorce you?
No, we're happily married. We just celebrated our 15th wedding anniversary.
Okay, well, congratulations.
We went on holiday. We had a great time.
Okay, great, man. I guess it's a pretty funny joke. I don't know if any girl I dated or have ever dated would think that was funny, but...
Sean, your timing was poor, buddy. I mean, you decided to play this joke just a couple days before Valentine's Day. I got to hand it to you for having the cojones to do it. But, look, I got a girlfriend that she's good to me, and if I were to try to play that joke on her, and I'd be hard-pressed to even find a picture that was that unbecoming.
Oh, come on.
I don't think she'd be pleased.
You told her... She knows you love her. She knows it's all good. It's no problems, She knows I love her. She knows she's the apple of my eye, and I'll be that way forever as far as I'm concerned.
All right, well, Sean, we're going to let you go, buddy. We appreciate the phone call, but...
yeah, I'm just surprised somebody offer you $2,300 for that fat, ugly bitch.
Yeah, I mean, I got a feeling...
All right, watch your mouth, you
Yeah, okay. Well, it's good to talk to you, man. We'll
on
talk to you
him.
later on.
I mean, I got a feeling he was sleeping on the couch to begin with.
Yeah, I don't think there was a good relationship there to begin with. No. He
And
probably
again-
spends a lot of time at the club.
Again, I don't really think that a flattering picture of her actually existed.
No,
I've seen the pictures.
I'm
and
pretty
oh my
sure. I'm
God.
pretty sure you're correct.
I can't believe that many desperate people actually bid on this woman. And what does that say about our society?
Not much good, I guess. With the advent of all these new, eBay and stuff like that, it's really been a lot of new type things going on, like that kind of stuff. I mean, is this like a Craigslist thing where you want to looking for you're trying to get a hooker on there or something like that? I mean, was he selling her for sex? Was he selling her?
No, he was just trying. He says it was just a joke.
Yeah, but it was a joke when they busted him. I mean, if the guy showed up with $2,300 cash, you might have been walking out the door with his wife. You know what I'm saying?
You talk about society. You talk about the dementedness, if you will, of our society, the way that it's changed, the narcissism that you see in our society, how prevalent it is in the advent of social media. And we find out a story here about a lady, reportedly, that decides to legally change her name to Sexy.
Sexy.
Now,
she's bringing sexy back, huh?
Here's what comes to my mind. As soon as I hear this story, what comes to my mind is that she's anything but.
Yeah, of course not.
Do you know what I mean? Because why would you need to prove that? And when I see a picture of her, I'm willing to bet that much like you see on dating sites when people are overcompensating,
Right.
It's a picture that's taken from overhead.
Right.
So that you can't see the fat.
Right.
She's probably making a duck face.
Yeah, there's a duck face, I'm
And
sure.
it's probably of one eye and some cleavage.
One eye and a cleavage.
Much like you see on the dating sites for the
right.
abundant, the BBWs, if you will.
BBW, is that what that means?
Yeah, but she's
No,
this. Come on, this lady's damn near my hero. I mean, you gotta, Sheila Ray Crabtree.
Crabtree. So her name's Sexy Crabtree?
Her new name is Sexy. I mean, I think that's pretty awesome.
Is it a one-word name?
Yeah,
Is her
she to go
full name
Madonna,
Sexy?
or did she
Is she
just go?
Brazilian? Like a Brazilian soccer player? It's just one name.
Yeah, like Madonna or
right. Is it just Sexy or is she Sexy Crabtree?
Sexy Crabtree.
Because there's definitely a difference there.
Yeah, that is a difference.
Doesn't have the same joie de vivre, if you will.
Well, she loathes her name Sheila. So, I mean, it's just a first name. She changed her first name to Sexy. And she's 41 years old. And
you don't have a picture? I want to see what she looks like.
Let's see here.
I want to see if she's overcompensating.
You know,
First of all, you never self-gloss.
No.
You never give yourself your own nickname.
No. Well, this isn't a nickname anymore. This is truly a name.
Right, so you especially don't do that.
Yeah.
Unless it's for marketing. Ocho Cinco, I get it. It was for marketing.
I just can't,
Maybe she's trying to market herself.
Imagine when
and
you
put
get
herself
mad
in the
at
real
her.
world.
You're still trying to load that picture. I think your computer doesn't want to load that.
That's
picture.
not her. That's,
I hope that's not
that's
sexy.
that's a potato that looks like a duck. Okay, that's not the one.
Definitely not sexy.
But just imagine like if you were mad at her, if you're a boyfriend, you got to yell at her. It's gonna be weird to be like screaming, "Sexy! Listen here, sexy! You sexy!"
That'd be like the girl who named her. What did they name their kid? Something 12th man. Blah blah blah.
Right, yeah, that was Seattle. Yeah, that's a lot better than sexy though.
Oh, here she. Oh, she's a cougar. Oh my God.
Oh, here's the picture right here.
She's a raving.
She's a ginger.
She's a raving redhead that's going to be biting some men's tuchuses in no time.
I think she should have named herself Soulless because everyone knows that gingers have no soul.
I watched this crazy funny video. This
it's just not, hey, look, it's common knowledge. I'm not trying to say anything that's mean.
I watched this.
That's not common.
I watched this video today of a kid. He was skateboarding and he busted. He landed right on his butt. Right on the skateboard, so he's like, "Oh my God!" And this kid comes up to him. He's like, "Do you have a soul?" He goes, "No." And the other kid goes, "Why?" He goes, "'Cause I'm a ginger."
What?
I don't know. It was a funny video I watched
It's
today.
just an old joke.
I haven't heard of this.
No offense to the gingers out there.
We
especially
love
if you're a
gingers.
if you're a follower of the show and you're a ginger, we love you.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're not, then
if you're not, you didn't
have
have to
no
say
soul.
that because
But
you're
the
not
lady,
listening to the show.
she goes on to say in her application to get her name changed that Sheila is the ugliest name out there. So
I think Matilda.
She tried to become, legally known by her middle name, and nobody ever, took on to that. So she just went at it, man. She thought it was fun and free-spirited. Thought,
I don't know.
The change would make her complete.
You're at the bar, and imagine you're at the bar. You meet a new guy. He says, "Hey, my name's Robert. What's your name?" "My name's Sexy."
Dude, you're just
now,
getting
that's
laid
followed
tonight.
by, "No, seriously, what's your name?" Again, she has to reiterate, "My name's Sexy." And then instantly, you get the impression
she's hitting on you.
That she's a hooker. No, you get the impression she's easy. I mean, come on. How is anybody supposed to take you seriously with that name? And then, years from now, she's going to be complaining about how men just use her for sex, right?
Yeah, there's going to be complaints. I can definitely see that. I don't.
Yeah, but being called a hooker as an adult is better than being called hooker as a kid, right?
Yeah, especially if you're a Girl Scout.
You shouldn't be calling any girls hookers. I don't imagine, right?
Well, this cute little California Girl Scout walked up to this guy's door, knocked on his door. This 13-year-old girl, really, real sweet young lady, and she tried to sell him some Samoas. Everybody knows what the Samoas are: the chocolate and the
chocolate and the
coconut.
nougat.
I bought a box this week for my girl.
Those things are splendid.
So she goes up to this door and attempted to sell this guy Samoas, and the guy starts freaking out on her and starts yelling at her, and he called her a hooker.
Was he drinking?
He must have.
Yeah, that's maybe he was hoping she was a hooker. I don't know. I've never really known too many door-to-door hookers, though. That's not a common thing, is it?
Yeah.
If it is, stop by the house. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you my address.
I don't know. I mean, as a business owner, I get a lot of cold calls, but never from an escort service. I've never had cold calls from a hooker service.
She was actually out in front of a grocery store.
I don't think they go door to door. No.
She was actually in front of a grocery store. I apologize, but she approached the man. And he started screaming at her and yelling at her.
She wasn't even at his house?
Yeah. He was going to the grocery store.
Wow. Did he get in trouble for this?
No, he just started yelling at her, going, "Oh, you're a hooker. The Girl Scouts are corrupt, blah, blah, blah."
They are a corrupt organization.
But the Girl Scouts are, though. They're evolving.
Not.
No. You look at the approach now, the new marketing approach with the Girl Scout cookies.
Absolutely.
Look at Colorado. Colorado just legalized pot. We find out the story about the Girl Scouts that are selling Girl Scout cookies in front of the pot dispensary.
Genius.
Now, this is genius.
This is absolutely genius.
But it's also, to the old school, it's like a bankruptcy of Girl Scout virtue.
I don't think it is.
Not really, because it's legal now, dude.
No,
you're talking about something that's completely legal.
They tell the girls to create and come up with a good business plan that will be successful in selling your cookies. And what did this girl do? She said, okay, what are the hot topics right now? Marijuana, legalization. I'm going to the dispensary. These people here, I found out that you can get munchies. Munchies means you're going to get hungry on weed. Somebody's going to prep ahead of time. Yeah? When you're not high, you're thinking ahead of time. And when you're high, you're thinking about getting high.
I mean, I guess it's better that they figured out a new way to sell their cookies versus selling their hoo-ha.
Yes.
As the one guy thought.
But...
Right.
This girl sold 117 boxes in 2 hours.
Boom, dude. And I'll tell you what.
Of course she did. It's a brilliant idea.
Dude, the only place
One box a minute. That's a lot of time.
The only place she could have done better would have been prison. I mean, for real, because,
Yeah, but yeah, you know you ain't got no money in that damn commissary.
Yo, you probably get double the money for it,
No,
man.
I think if she was selling at
Hold
prison,
on.
she'd be better at selling her hoo-ha.
Yeah, but you go to a guy in prison and say,
Probably,
"Hey, you want to buy a box of Samoas?" And he's like, "Hold on." He reaches down his pants, up in his prison wallet, and
prison
pulls out a
wallet.
20.
No,
He's like, "You got change for this?" She's
What
like,
she would have to do is actually trade it for drugs and then take the drugs back out on the street and redo it. But
Well, no,
would've
she
got
got to
a
take
fair
him to
market value.
Escobar and sell Block D.
And you
Yeah.
wonder,
Escobar does the trade.
You wonder why your parents told you that money was unsanitary.
It is very unsanitary.
Because it was in someone's prison
Don't
wallet.
put that in your mouth.
Now, to tie this in, Colorado, the Girl Scouts, the whole organization in Colorado has started selling marijuana Thin Mints.
What?
No, the Girl Scout Association is actually behind this.
They are.
No,
they are.
No.
They are. It's marijuana infused Thin Mints.
Where'd you get this article from?
They sold more than $50,000 already.
Did you Snopes this?
No, this is legit, bro.
Are you kidding me? Wow, I like Thin Mints, man. I bet you I'd like those a lot more, though.
This dude, they're on track to have 700,000 in sales.
It's kind of ironic because if you eat those, you ain't gonna be thin for long. I tell you what.
No, it sounds to me like there's a horrible situation there where you eat the cookies and then you get the munchies, so you eat more cookies. This could be like the perpetual motion machine.
Well,
you know
look
what I
at
mean?
Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola adds salt to their product to make people thirstier. You drink one Coke, you're gonna be really thirsty. You're gonna want another one.
Right.
So you eat a Thin Mint, and it's laced with weed, and you're gonna go, holy cow!
I want another Thin Mint.
I need the rest of these, and you'll just unwrap. You just rip open one part of the sleeve.
But where does it end?
No, hold on. You open one part of the sleeve, and you just force feed them like a chain gun into your mouth.
Yeah, like Pringles or something.
Right.
Yeah.
But you don't have it. You don't have that like box that you can't get your hand in because most people aren't really bright where they turn the can upside down to pour them into their hand.
Yeah, I know, but I just think that there's a perpetual thing where
This ends in
where does-
diabetes,
where-
my
yeah,
friend.
where does that end? You know, I mean, you keep eating them, you keep getting baked, and then you keep getting hungry, and where does it stop, dude? I mean, this could be dangerous.
That's what I'm saying. I think at this point, if they are marijuana infused Thin Mints, that you need to change the name officially to Thick Mints.
Thick Mints, I'll agree with you.
Because you're going to be thick.
Yeah.
After you keep eating these, let's face it.
So it gives a new meaning to what's that minty smell coming out of there? You know what I mean? It's like, hey,
You got that covered, man.
you got
Like,
that covered,
come on.
bro. I know, but I think we're getting up against the post here, guys.
Oh, we go. Oh, Zach, bring it in,
Well, I
baby.
mean, we were talking about awkward name changes and changing it from Thin Mints to Thick Mints.
Okay.
Well, think about these people who have changed their names. I mean, changed their name to Dick Assman.
What?
Dick Assman.
Someone changed their name to Dick Assman.
Yeah, that was me earlier. I changed it back. Yeah, but I like Dick Assman for a while.
I have one, and I am an ass man. Yeah.
It's interesting because in South Tampa, there was a guy back in the day. It was a gynecologist. His name was Dr. Richard Long. Dr. Dick Long.
Dick
gynecologist.
Long, wow.
Yeah.
Well, we do the commercial for Dr.
He really got up in there.
or
man.
Les Johnson. Les Johnson, yeah. which
Oh,
is
for the
kinda funny.
vaginoplasty
yeah,
guy,
Which is kind
yeah.
of funny. He does vaginoplasty.
And then there was a guy also in South Tampa. He was a urologist, and his name was Dr. Richard. He said it was Coburn. He said his name was pronounced Coburn, but if you looked at the spelling, this is true. I grew up in South Tampa, as you know. And his last name was spelled Cockburn. So Dr. Dick Cockburn, but he said it was Dr. and this is a true story. This is God's honest truth. But he said his name was Dr. Richard Coburn.
Yeah.
So the CK was silent.
Yeah.
I don't know what language that exists that the CK is silent.
The one where you get made fun of every day at school.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much so. Yeah, I mean, that's a good one. His parents are lame. His parents are extremely,
They couldn't
extremely
do nothing
lame.
about it. That's a long line of cockburns.
One of course, one of the world's most famous swimmers, Misty Hyman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had an ex-girlfriend that suffered from that condition.
Did you, Misty Hyman? Yeah. Or did you miss the Hyman?
No, I didn't miss.
Because isn't that what breaks?
Hopefully they're not listening right now, but I knew a Tina and Bina Dick.
Oh.
It was twin sisters.
I knew a Rebecca
That sucked.
Dilda.
Really?
With an A.
Is it like Bildo's, the new product that Bill Clinton's coming out with? soon?
Yeah, but it was with an A, and she used to work in the office for our. She used to work in the office for the school, so you hear her on the announcements, Rebecca Dildo, please report to the. I laughed every time. I was like the most immature person. You could not say that name.
Think you were the
without
only one that laughed at
No.
that one? I think
Dude, the whole school was
Yeah.
snickering or bursting out loud laughing. Anyways, we are up on a commercial break, guys. Ben, why don't you tell them where they can get a hold of us at tonight?
You want to call in, you can do so. 813 New Talk. We've got one last segment left after this break. thrilled to be broadcasting here for the grand opening from ESB Brewing. But stay with us because Felix Cal III.
Hey, this burger is so good. I'm so hungry, Ben.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I think Sancho wants the new Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
stay
Sancho
with
is
us because
wrecked, bro.
Felix Cal, the benefactor of this program, the one, the only, the illustrious Felix Cal. We're going to do the Where's Felix bit when we get back, try to figure out where he is. And I understand he's going to be calling in at the end of the segment to reveal the answer. So stay with us. Be right back after this.
All right, man, you ready? ESB Brewing commercial. Take one.
Sir, I have to know what time this is going to be over because I have my sister's car and she's asked that I have it home by 6 o'clock.
Look, the sooner we get started with this, the sooner we're going to finish this. Okay, man? ESB Brewing, take two.
Greetings and salutations. I'm here to tell you about ESB Brewery. The folks at ESB began brewing beers in their basement years ago because American beer had left them listless. After years of refining their special recipes, they decided to share them with other beer lovers. You should see ESB tap handles popping up at bars all around Tampa. But if you can't wait, come to the brewery itself. The new tasting room is finished and waiting for you. ESB Brewery is located at 333 North Falkenberg Road, Tampa, Florida. Taste it and you will love it. I silly nailed it. What do you think?
Is there any way you could, I don't know, maybe lose some of those S's?
I think that was one of my best. But sadly, I'm short on time and my sister's waiting. See ya.
Partner advertising. At ESB Brewery, we spend our money on beer.
Hey there, this is Nelson from the Cranial Mission Show. You want the skill set necessary to succeed in broadcasting? Before enrolling at Jimmy Chin's School for Broadcasting, I was told that I didn't have a voice for radio. Jimmy Chin's special techniques helped me develop a voice that is now professional and polished. His intensive 2-hour training program was well worth the $2,000 that I borrowed from my sister. So don't let your dreams go up in smoke. Call Jimmy Chin today.
Jimmy Chin only accepts cash. Individual success stories may vary. Are you tired of riding public transportation and bumming rides from friends? Let Wang & Wanda School of Driving get you off the bus and behind the wheel. Wang & Wanda will help you get your license with one easy lesson. Our instructors are as good as it gets when it comes to operating a motor vehicle. Wang has years of experience from driving in the most populated areas in the world. And Wanda's defensive driving skills are second to none with her lifelong experience of driving in the hood. Take a listen at these two in action.
Okay, roll your speed. Turn your brake on and take a left at the right.
Which is it? Left, right?
I said right at right. Off at the rubber guard. Pull over. Let me drive.
Safety always comes first with Wang & Wanda.
Okay, honey, just get in the left lane. Let's keep it at 40 now.
Speed limit's like 65.
Don't you sass me, white boy. I got no insurance on this car. I say drive the car 40, you drive the goddamn car 40. Like that son bitch off.
Wang & Wanda will teach you their special techniques, including wide right turns, rolling stops, driving and texting, sudden merging, and getting your lean on. You'll also master disrupting four-way stops, driving slow in the fast lane, not using your blinkers, and a full array of vulgar hand signs. Visit Wang & Wanda's driving school online to get started today.
I got these 3 friends I think you all should know. They are the hosts of the Cranial Emission Show. You got Ben, Charles, Miguel, Hito, and the Reverend Joey T. Like Friday nights from 7 to 9 at ESB. So tune us in on your radio, because I know you'll love the Cranial Emission Show.
Welcome back to the Cranial Mission Show, folks. The last segment of tonight. We've got Leslie giving us a thumbs up out there. The lovely Leslie, the brewmaster behind.
Hey, Leslie, how are you?
Yeah, he's kind of stoned. Don't listen to him right now.
I'm stoned.
Yeah.
I drink smoking marijuana.
Okay, well,
anyway, yes.
we don't condone ESB, nor Talk Watt Studios,
And you
nor
shouldn't
the
be
Cranial
doing
Mission
this.
Show.
You shouldn't be doing this on premises, Sancho. We are live from ESB Brewing,
I found
located
in the car.
Well, yeah, I don't know whose car you found.
All right,
that
cut
in,
him off.
buddy.
You have a black
turn
car,
his
right?
mic
Turn it
off.
off.
You have a black car?
Turn it off. I don't have a black car.
No.
Uh-oh.
And if we did, we wouldn't admit to it, but it sounds like you broke into
This
someone's
is
car.
not
actually.
good.
But we're located live from ESB Brewing. Their grand event gala, their extravaganza over here, 333 North Falkenberg Road, Suite D407, Cranial Mission
Sweet
Show.
D.
Broadcasting you the last 20 minutes. Ben Charles, Miguel Hito, the Reverend Joey T, the fantastic Zach over here, who's
Zach,
not a
isn't
Lego maniac, he's a production maniac.
Yes, he is.
Okay, and if you want to be a part of
He's
the
a
show,
maniac, maniac on the computer.
Thank you,
'Cause he's
Michael
dancing
Cimbello.
like he's never danced.
The number to
Wow.
call in, 813-NEW-TALK. And I'm pleased because it's time for another rendition of Where's Felix. Now, this is a segment that we conduct every 2 weeks. Felix Cal, the benefactor of this program, who flies around in his pink G6.
Leopard print interior, of course.
Exactly. From affluent site after another. I mean, this guy is a jet setter, experiencing life in a way that most of us just have to live vicariously
And
through.
he's effing loaded.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
So it's time for another segment there. Without further ado, cue the intro for Where's Felix.
We're the voicemail from his G6. The boys are gonna ask, where is Felix? Where's Felix?
Oh yeah, another episode of Where's Felix. So, let's find out where he is this week. He left us a voicemail like he's wont to do. He always does this when he's flying around the G6 because he can't call us live. He never knows when he's going to have a reception. He leaves us a hint. So let's get the intro from where.
Good talk, my little chickadees. Wait till you hear where I am this week. I called from this location once, before blossoming into the amazing superfan that I am now.
He is a super fan.
Wow, all right.
He's in a place.
Well, you said Guten Tag. I'm thinking Germany.
Well, it's not a clue, though. He's just saying hi.
Okay,
so
okay.
let's get
Yeah,
let's
but
get the
usually
first clue.
he throws in little clues in there sometimes.
does,
So that's
but little
Germany
hints.
or a German country, maybe Switzerland. Huh?
I don't know. We're about to find out because we're going to get 3 clues.
All right,
And
all
for
right.
those out there that are here at the brewery, if you think you have an answer, run up to the table and venture a guess. You're welcome to talk into one of the mics and make a suggestion. So without further ado, let's play clue number 1.
Clue number 1. Punk rocker Sid Vicious and Orson Welles once lived on this island. Clue.
Zach looked like his eyes just popped open. Let me.
Wow, it looks
Wait, he's gonna wait for the next clue. Okay, I'm not quite
I don't
sure.
know. They
Exactly.
lived on an island?
I thought I had it.
What do you
and then I
think?
didn't.
What's your guess? We all put guesses out
No,
already.
no, I'm good.
No, you got to put your guess
Look,
out
I
there.
want to be right the first time.
No, you know what? This show's not about being right the first time.
You know what? It's that attention to detail that we appreciate. from Zach.
And we do. But you know what? Sometimes you got to let it all out. What do you think? Where do you think he's at?
I don't know.
You were.
Look, I thought I had it.
I'm about to swear on the radio, buddy.
Well, I think Lubov already covered
Here's
that
what
for
screwed
us.
me over. It said where Sid Vicious was from, right?
Right.
Not
and
from.
Then
It says where they used to live there.
And then it said, and I was like, oh, I got this. And then it said Orson Welles. I was like, nope.
Okay,
Nope.
okay. But
So
they
you have
they both lived at this place at one time.
So
right?
you have a Brit
Yeah.
and an American of notoriety
England's
that
an
both
island.
lived on this island.
I mean, England's an island, right?
Yeah, it could be England. Let's play clue 2.
Clue 2.
Let's see.
Clue number 2. This island has no animals, reptiles, insects, or any other form of wildlife that'll hurt you. No lions, no tigers, no bears. Oh my. Oh no, I said that on the Africa one. My bad.
At least he catches
It's
himself
got no
when he's
animals?
repetitive, right?
I mean, what? None that'll hurt you is
None
what he
that'll
said.
hurt you.
Because
He
there's
said
got to
no
be
insects, no animals, anything.
that'll hurt you, I think, is what he meant. Because there's got to be animals
No,
and
he
insects.
said there was none. I don't know.
Well, what's
I
he
mean,
on a chunk of concrete in the middle
he
of the
said
ocean?
there's nothing on there that can hurt you.
Yeah. Okay. So, where do they got those big heads at?
No, that's Easter Island. But
I'm
they
talking
have
about the Galapagos Islands.
yeah,
or
well, that's
Easter
Easter Island. Yeah, with the statue.
No, but there. I mean.
But he's never been there.
Yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
think Sid
He's a-
Vicious or Orson Welles.
I didn't think Sid Vicious went anywhere down the street to get
Where
some
the,
heroin.
all right, he's been there before. Felix has been on the show for a long time. He's been there before. What? All right. Well, you know what? Let's
go
play
clue 3 and see
Let's
what's
hear the third clue.
Clue Moreau Trace. I will be tickling my little fancy at Privilege, the biggest nightclub in the world. It holds 10,000 uber sweaty people. Bueno suerte, as per usual, you little airway assassins. Mouth hugs. Mwah.
I think I know where he is.
What do you got?
I think I do too.
All right,
Okay,
Zach.
let's
Zach's the
see
new
if
guy.
Zach
Let's.
gets it. He's a new
What do you
guy.
think?
Treasure Island.
No.
Damn.
There's a club called Privilege.
No,
in
the
Treasure
largest
Island?
club in the world is on the island of, I'm guessing, Ibiza, and he has been to Ibiza before because I remember him calling in.
I don't think it's
That's my
Ibiza.
guess.
I think it's Ibiza.
Ibiza, whatever. It doesn't matter. I
Ibiza.
think
To
that's
get hoity-toity
France.
on you, but-
I'm going. I don't even know where the hell it is, so I'm going. Okay, I'm going to agree with. I'm going to agree with our boy here.
Well,
Miggy.
we'll find out because
Let's find
Felix
out.
is going to be calling in a little while, so we'll see. As always, with the Where's Felix bit, he calls in the end to reveal where he is. Unless somebody out there in brewery land or on the interwebs has a guest to venture, We'll move on.
You know what?
Again,
Hey.
you can call in 813 New Talk if you do.
Real quick, I swear to God, English people will say Ibiza. I'm on Ibiza.
Yeah, but you're American.
I know, but
And it's Ibiza.
Well, English people, mostly Europeans, they have an accent, so it's Ibiza or Ibiza or Ibiza. I'm on Ibiza, eh?
You know who had an intolerable accent was the crocodile hunter.
Yeah. Crocky!
And you know what? Maybe he was right in some of his teachings, but I tell you one thing he didn't teach us when it came to crocodiles.
Crocodiles can climb trees!
Yeah.
Crocky!
We didn't know that.
I know they can climb fences.
I didn't know they could climb trees either.
There's been cases where in southern Florida where they've climbed up to 3-foot fences to kill dogs that have been fenced up. I've heard of this happening quite often. I was surprised to hear it, but they can actually stand up on their tail. It's very strong muscle they have.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
And once they do that,
talking,
they call it whatever.
They're talking they can climb up to 4 to 6 feet, like 2 to 3 meters, if you're from European areas. But 3 to 6, 2 to 3 meters, that's a lot. I'd hate to be like hanging out in my backyard and look up in the tree and go, ow, that damn!
Yeah. Now, is that just exclusive to, you channeling Lubov there, but is it just exclusive to crocs, or can the alligators climb trees as well?
Alligators, that's the one I was talking about that can climb fences, so I'm assuming. I mean, they have they got big claws, and they can probably grip into some stuff.
Well, it says freshwater crocs. I mean, this is Australia area they're talking. And I don't think it's anywhere.
They call them freshies down there. Go freshie up in the tree.
Reverend Joey T would know because he has been compared in the past to Steve Irwin.
I have.
I know it pisses you off.
I have, but with my ability to communicate with animals, it works with reptiles as well.
True.
So I'm thinking.
So then, what is your take on this? I mean, you're familiar with all the genus out there, all the different animals out there. Do you believe this? I mean, is this something? Were you aware of this to begin with? Maybe on your walkabout, you already knew that crocodiles could climb.
Well, from what I understand, actually, it's not that the crocodile climbed the tree. It's
Did you say crocodile?
Crack, I did, but
I think a crocodile can climb just about anything if you got some crack.
Right? Yeah, crocodile.
I got crack.
That sounds like a really bad sci-fi network movie.
Did you ever talk to? Have you ever talked to a croc?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No rhyme intended.
Yeah, I have. But what I'm saying though is I don't think this crocodile actually climbed a tree. I think this is a crocodile tree.
Well, what was on his mind at the time?
No, that's what I'm saying. This actually tree bears crocodiles.
Oh, it's like a money tree.
Yeah,
with a croc
instead
tree?
of like an apple tree, it's a crocodile tree. So maybe that's what we got
I can
going
really
on.
stand.
I've heard of these.
Joseph, crocodiles don't grow on trees.
I can really stand behind the validity of this story here.
They do in Australia, man. I'm telling you.
Hey, Zach, this is the kind of journalism that sets us ahead of everyone else. That crocodiles grow on trees.
I'm sick of hearing
eggs. Nah, reptiles. Nah,
No.
they grow on trees, bro.
They do in certain parts of the world.
I'm sick of hearing about Al Jazeera being the new form of journalism here in America. Or, with Fox, they talk about, what's their slogan at Fox with their journalism?
We'll tell you all the news that isn't true.
But you know what? Here on the Cranial Mission Show is where you learn all you need to know.
Yeah,
whether you want to know it or not.
Yeah, and a lot of things I say, don't go to school, kids, and tell your teachers these things. So, but yeah, I'm going with the crocodile tree.
All right.
200, Alex.
Okay, and this story's dead. And it's perfect tie-in to this because, when you're about to turn 96, some may think that you're going to die.
Happy birthday to me.
And when you're going to celebrate your 96th birthday, you know what? You deserve a party. But you certainly don't deserve something dead.
The party's in your mouth where everybody's coming.
I hope he's taking Viagra if you're 96, but you certainly don't deserve a dead thing in your birthday cake at 96 years old.
What happened, dude?
Well, it was my 96th birthday, and my daughter, my name is Joseph Valenti, by the way. And my daughters and my family bought me a cake. And inside the cake was a dead fucking rat.
Wow, so a lot like Strange Brew, huh? Did you take it back and be like, I think these beers will be free?
I think there's a rat in my cake, eh?
Yes, there's a dead rat in old man Valenti's cake.
Wow, well, I guess I made it through quality control, huh? That's
it really begs the question.
They bought my favorite German apple ring cake.
Clearly, the bakery was not of a high quality. And look, when you're dealing with a 96-year-old man, money should be no object for the cake that you purchased for this guy. How the hell does a dead rat wind up in a guy's birthday cake?
I'm surprised you can eat cake. I thought they'd just give him some pudding or something to suck on. You know what I mean?
It's soft. If you can eat some cake.
Yeah, well,
with dentures, you can eat cake.
It was soft. It was soft until there was a rat in it. I bet you that rat wasn't too
I
soft.
didn't even have dentures. I just was gonna gum it.
but I bit into a rat.
You sound very disappointed, old man.
I'm gonna die.
Old man Valenti, yes. You
Old
sound,
man Valenti.
you sound a lot like the testimonial from the Dr. Raji commercials.
For the first 30 years of my life, I just wanted to die. Before Dr. Raji's...
You know, we talked earlier.
This is quality journalism here, folks.
We talked earlier about the Girl Scouts and the hunger, the munchies that they were counting on
The
as a result
Hungry
of people
Games.
going to the marijuana dispensaries. But hunger can drive people to do some questionable things. And you've seen commercials in the past with the Twix bars. You know, you're being a diva, eat a Twix, stop being a diva. But in this story, a guy was being a diva, or really a lunatic, in an effort to gain said Twix.
What happened?
A man uses a forklift to try and free up a Twix candy.
What was it under?
No, it was in the machine. Just to let you know, the quality journalism again, Zach, that we put on here. I lost the story, so I don't have it in front of me. That's the paper that I don't have the story onto. So this guy, have you ever been in a situation where you put the money in and then
hangs
the
up?
little corkscrew starts to turn?
Yeah, I have.
And then it gets halfway out and it's like, no,
You can't have your candy.
you can't have this candy. You're gonna have to pay another fucking $1 for it.
That's happened to me before. I didn't have another effing dollar.
This guy
Very
was like,
disappointing.
oh nay, I shan't pay another $1 for this candy bar.
Was he a Viking?
He's
I should pay another $1 for this.
I don't know. He's not a Viking, but he goes ahead and says, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and grab the forklift and give this little machine.
Dispense thy
Dispense
Twix.
thine Twix. I need an excuse.
So, did we find? Does he get the candy in the long run?
He got the candy.
He got the candy.
And he got fired.
He got fired.
Twix.
He got fired right quick.
Oh, Twix, dost thou vex me?
Hey, he needed a minute, obviously.
Could he sue Twix for that?
No, I don't think so.
No.
But maybe the distributor candy guy.
Yeah.
But I wonder if he broke up the machine. He must have broken the machine.
He just tried to wiggle it and jiggle it.
Well, why couldn't he do
like
that with
Jell-O.
without a forklift?
Sometimes you need to wiggle and jiggle to get the Twix out of the...
Thank you, Bill Cosby.
Thanks, Bill Cosby.
Yeah, true story. One time I had an item get stuck.
In your anus?
That's what she said.
No.
I was in prison.
Oh,
Okay?
come on.
I was in college in the spirit. But no, one time I had an item get stuck in a vending machine. I decided to free it by vigorously shaking this machine, and this was at work, and it resulted in me cutting up my hand. Now,
Oh, you put your hand inside there?
no, it was up top, but it resulted in me cutting my hands on the screws. Now, this was a bonus because I then wound up getting workman's comp.
No,
was
you
allowed
did
to
not.
leave work. Oh, yes, I was. So, for the price of that unavailable snack food.
Did you tell him how it happened? Or would you
Yeah,
make up
I
another
did.
story?
I did tell him how it happened, but still, it was workman's comp because it was on the workplace.
Yeah. That was a tough one. I can't imagine telling my boss that. I'd be like, yeah, I got to leave today. He's like, what happened? I'm like, so how'd you cut your hand on the Twix? Reaching up inside there
No,
trying to
I
get
cut my hand shaking the vending machine on
Was
the
it bad?
screws.
You cut it bad, obviously. Stitches?
Yeah, pretty bad. I was bleeding everywhere. So, and I didn't even notice it at first because apparently the screws were razor sharp, right? So this was a win-win. Now, it wasn't a win in the sense that I actually got the snack food.
You never got the candy.
I never got the candy.
Oh.
But I got work off paid as a result of trying to fish out said vending owner.
Well, I mean...
So it was a win.
Dude, when you want a piece of candy and it's that close to you, I mean, literally behind, a quarter inch of glass at that, 1/8 of an inch of glass, and it's sitting there mocking you. I mean, literally mocking you like I would fall, but I don't want to. Sometimes you got to go to extreme measures. That's all I'm saying.
When you're ravenously hungry, particularly as the Girl Scouts discovered if you just left the dispensary.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll do what it takes. But we got a call. We got another call in. Is that correct? Is that?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, well,
It should be
we're
Felix.
up against it with time, but yeah, we do need to bring Felix in here. So is that who we're talking to?
Just don't say anything when I'm muted.
What's
Hello?
that?
Hello, Felix.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm sorry, I'm partying like crazy here.
Yeah, so we got a guess. Mickey guessed that you were in Ibiza.
Yeah, I'm in Ibiza. I'm just having an absolute blast of a time. I'm right next to the DJ booth, so it might be a little loud.
Okay, well, are you having a good time? We appreciate, I had to go get some surgery. I appreciate the flowers you sent. That was really nice of you to send the flowers to the hospital, man. It was really nice of you. Thanks.
Well, you know what? I think it'd be really funny. I thought you'd love them tulips.
I did love the tulips. They were. I got the joke too. It was pretty clever there,
It was
Felix.
kind of obvious when you signed
course
it
you
mouth
did.
hugs. When you signed it mouth hugs from Felix, that was.
You said you could get me a job planting tulips. I get it. I get it. It's real funny, man. So how are you, man?
We will get you right over to Amsterdam, and we'll get you planting tulips in no time, honey. Listen, Lou Bob is okay. Did you get to talk to him tonight?
We did. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because we find out, I was wondering why he was apprehended, and he was talking about hanging out with the girls from Pussy Riot, so I think that might have had something to do with his apprehension.
I told him to stay away from those girls. They're cute, but gosh, are they trouble. They are nothing but trouble. And you know what I forgot? When I first call, I always like to say, it's Felix. I totally forgot that. So I just wanted to say it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I would love to be in the middle of a Pussy Riot. That sounds like it would be fun, doesn't it?
It depends.
Not
if
to
you're
me.
at a girls' prison or on a women's basketball team, it might not be good.
That's a good point.
Now, boys, I just want to go ahead and thank ESB Brewery for sending me over some more Ghost Ship. They put a keg in my, they dropped a keg off at my G6 right before I left to Ibiza, so I could really enjoy it.
All right. Well,
so tell Bobby, Simon, and Francis I love them to death, and Leslie, and thank them so much for doing that for me.
So, Felix, buddy, you're over in Ibiza. You're obviously partying. Do you have an entourage with you? I mean, did you go alone? Did you go with a group? And what's the agenda? I mean, what's your plan while you're over?
You know, I always love it in groups. So, we're having a blast here. I've got a bunch of people in tow. You know how the party goes. It's just all day and all night.
Yeah.
I had my 48-hour energy, and I am partying my butt off.
You should have been drinking some cardiac arrest. That's one of our sponsors.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
That's the one. The 48 hours of energy. The cardiac arrest. That's right.
Yeah, you better be careful with that. That was once only for Chinese military personnel. Remember, dude, it's a little dangerous. We're not really sure what's in it.
You know what? Sometimes when you rage.
Don't read the warning before you drink it.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's a little dangerous. But
now, how crazy is that? All that crazy stuff going on with Russia right after the Olympics. I'm so bugged out.
Yeah, you mean not Russia
invading Ukraine.
Oh,
yeah.
Ukraine, right. Yeah, it's a bummer. It's a big bummer.
Felix, I mean, if anybody can pacify the situation, I mean, you are known to be a great moderator. Everyone,
I will help you pacify anything.
Look, anyone that knows you knows how adept you are at getting in between sticky situations.
Well, you know what? Like I said, I heard through the grapevine that Vladimir was trying to get a hold of me.
Really?
Vladimir Putin.
Be careful. He once wrestled a bear. You got to be careful when you're
Hey,
doing Putin.
he could wrestle a bear and he could wrestle my bear. I shook his hand once, and I tell you, I so wore off on him. He's been trying to get a hold of me like a rabid beast.
Okay, well, I'm sure he's not going to be happy to hear that you're saying that, but,
but Felix
we love it. That's funny.
Felix has said in the past that he can sway Vladimir Putin.
Really?
Yeah, he has said that. Remember that, Felix? You have claimed in the past.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I told you I could. Felix Cowell can sway any man, especially Vladimir Putin.
Okay. All right. Right on, man.
Well, you guys sound like you're really excited tonight. You must be on the end of your show.
We're getting, we ran a little long, and
Joseph, you sound like you're in pain. Are you okay, honey?
Yeah, I'm in a little bit of pain, man, and my arm my medicine's starting to wear off. I need to go re-up out in the truck out there.
Well, why don't you guys wrap that stuff up, get you a pill, and party on, buddy?
I'm gonna do that. Thank you for your advice.
And look, Felix, I gotta tell you, Sancho. Speaking of partying, this guy really got into something, and I've never seen him so intoxicated. So I wish you could be here to see this. You would get a kick out of it. Not since that pool party that we had at the old studio have I seen him this intoxicated.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Remember, did Anatoly throw him in the pool on that one? Oh, goodness. Listen, guys, I got to get going. I love you so much. As usual, mouth hugs your way. It's Felix.
All right, take it easy, buddy.
Take care, buddy. That was the one, the only.
The Felix.
The prime benefactor of the show, Felix Cowell. And, look, we find out he's in Ibiza, a place that he's been in the past.
It's a good guess by Mickey.
But we're up against it. We're running out of time here on the show, broadcasting from ESB Brewing. And what a great grand opening this was. Incredible crowd, fantastic food, unbelievable beer. For those out there listening, if you happen to listen to this on an archive, it's not live at the time, do yourself a favor. Come down.
Try it.
Here in Tampa, Florida. Go to 333 North Falkenberg Road. Suite D 407.
Sweet D.
Check out their 15 different beers to choose from. We broadcast to you every Friday night here from 7 to 9. And, guys, it's been a real treat. I mean, thank you to Talkwad
Thank you to Talk
Big
Live.
thank you to Zach out there.
Yeah,
for
thanks,
helping
Zach.
us
We
with the
appreciate it, man.
production.
You did a good job
Hey,
today, man.
thank you to the guy in black collar for the marijuana.
All right, no, stop.
There's got to be somebody really looking for
Sancho.
you.
Dude,
Whoever's driving that black car is coming to get you.
Yeah, we
buddy.
need to get you out of here. All right, well,
Sancho, wake. Oh, he's out, man. He is out. He's out cold.
I like our new format, man. I'm happy with it. How you guys feel about it?
I'm digging it, man.
I'm
I think we
loving
could.
It's good.
You can find us on YouTube Live starting from now
Oh,
on.
you almost said the demon words.
I did.
Let's say it one more time. Blog Talk, and then let's add what properly goes
Can
after it.
kiss my ass.
Can kiss our ass.
Yeah.
So for those out there listening, thanks for tuning in.
Have a good
Until
night.
next week, take care.
Drug collision, X-ray double vision, internet transmissions of the cranial emissions. Say goodbye to Miguel Hito and the Mr. BC. Don't forget about me, I'm the Reverend Joey G. ESB Brewery is the place to be for all the finest ales and the Cranial 3. Just 3 cohort, and we talk about sports and anything else that tickles our shorts. Oh, we won't refrain from talking the inane. 4 to 5 doctors say it won't rot your brain. We gotta be going, and we hope that you won't miss us. The bell has rung, and the teacher has dismissed us. So don't be sad, cause there's no need to freak. We'll be coming out your speakers same time next week.